I'm Nate Puderwell, there's Sports Update. There's officially a new Michigan man. Last night, the University of Michigan officially announced former Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham as their next head football coach. Whittingham's deal is reportedly for 5 years, averaging $8.2 million a year. Whittingham will not coach Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl against Nebraska on New Year's Eve, leaving immediately to work with Michigan. Plenty of college football today. Notable bowl games include Penn State versus Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl at noon, Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl at 3:30, Miami of Ohio and Fresno State in the Snoop Dogg Bowl at 4:30, and Virginia and Missouri tonight in the Gator Bowl. In the NFL, Houston visits the Chargers at 4:30, and Baltimore heads to Green Bay this evening. The Packers will be without starting quarterback Jordan Love due to a concussion. And in the NBA, the Cavs return to the court tonight. They're out in Houston to take on the Rockets. Breaking sports news, what happens on The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host, Place Name Here.
Yeah, place name here. That's a good way to look at it. I'm Tito, Jeff Didoff. To my right, Dylan Tryer. Other side of the glass, Nathan. You heard him on the Sports Center update. Dylan, how are you today, my friend?
I'm great. I'm excited.
First time in person, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you and I have done it together before.
I don't think we have. I think this is our first time. We've done segments, but not shows.
Yeah, segments
Yes.
sounds right in the past, but yeah, first time you and I have been here together.
First Christmas married?
Yeah, this was my first Christmas married.
How'd that go?
It was good. The wife and I actually went out to be with my family for Christmas, which is a rarity. It's something I don't often get to do.
Where's out?
Los Angeles area. My parents, I grew up in the LA area. My parents now live in Santa Barbara, California. So we went out there. And it was my first time doing Christmas with her out there. I've done Christmas with her family the last few years.
Here in town?
Yeah, in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ish.
She's from up there. So yeah, it was good to get out there, see the family. I don't get to do it often with the Blue Jackets schedule, so it was nice to do that, but great to be back home.
Okay, so first time Christmas out there.
Yeah.
With the wife now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is
Yes.
that weird?
No, not at all.
Not saying wife. Wife is like easy, roll off the tongue for you?
Yeah, it took a little bit, but now it's fine. She and I were boyfriend, girlfriend for quite some time.
How long?
8 years. We just celebrated 9 years together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so saying fiance was a huge change and something I didn't really like because it was temporary.
Right. It's like, yeah.
And now I'm kind of getting into the comfort zone with the wife thing. Yeah, it's becoming more roll off the tongue here in the last few months for sure.
Big show lineup for today. We've got like a bevy of guests. We got Bill Bender, 10:15 is going to talk about the Michigan hire from Sporting News. We're going to talk to him. John Gerber, our betting expert, golf betting expert, 11:15. Yeah, Highness. I'm telling you. Hold on for dear life. 11:30 a.m. from Tim Mayo. Talk at 12:30 about what's going on as well. But lots going on today in the world of sports. What was your position in hockey?
I played defense mostly as a hockey player growing up. Yeah.
Okay.
Blue liner.
Blue liner. What's your size?
I'm about 6 foot, 6'1.5", 195 pounds.
How far did you go? How good were you? How far could you have gone?
Oh, in hockey, not very. I was more of a baseball player, and I played baseball and football in high school, so I had to give up my hockey pursuits at that point. But I played hockey my entire life leading up into high school.
So now you're with the Jackets doing your thing.
Yep.
And the fact that you are, former defender, Jody Shelley also with the Jackets, much bigger.
Jody is larger than me, yes.
Much more a fighter.
Yes.
How is your relationship with Jody?
It's good. Talk to Jody all the time. I love talking hockey with Jody.
He's good.
Jody is a very he's a very interesting guy in that he is very interested in learning things. I think he's a student. So I like picking his brain when it comes to hockey just to kind of understand what he's thinking about different things because he has some interesting opinions and he's very plugged into what's going on in the NHL. So I love picking Jody's brain.
Were you ever a fighter?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
At 6 foot, you would not initiate fights.
No.
But you had fights.
No.
You never had a fight?
In hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I didn't play hockey where you could fight. I mean, you can't really fight you can't fight in college hockey, man. You can only fight when you're a junior hockey player. If you want to get suspended.
I got you. Yeah, I'm saying, like, I figured if you're a defender, I think you're going to fight at some point.
Not at the level of hockey I played, no.
Right,
unfortunately, I would have loved to. That would have been an awesome time, but no fights for Dylan Tryer.
Let's see. Let's talk about last night with college football. Northwestern beats Central Michigan's 34-7. That was in the game above Sports Bowl. I don't want to do the bowl game names.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, dude. What, was there a game below?
I think you're about to talk about it, aren't you?
No, but the game above, though. Wait, there's no game below. Thank you. Minnesota beats New Mexico 20-17 in the Rate Bowl, whatever, in overtime in that one. UTSA scores 57 and beats Florida National 57-20 in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl.
The game above Sports Bowl used to be the Quick Lane Bowl.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I know that one. I remember the Quick Lane Bowl.
By the way, that's the biggest thing you could bring today right now, because I don't know that.
I'm trying to look up what Game Above is. Game Above is a brand deeply committed to philanthropy, focused on inspiring greatness through sports, entertainment, and youth organizations. That's the best I can do.
We've had a kind of a crappy run of sports the last couple of days, right? I mean, the NFL games weren't that great. There weren't great bowl games. Nothing going on Christmas Eve. NBA wasn't great Christmas Day.
I think the NBA Christmas Day thing is that kind of dead. We've got the NFL. The NFL games sucked on Christmas, but now I don't feel like much defense is played on Christmas Day in the NBA.
Dylan,
the games aren't great.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I brought this up on Friday on Morning Juice, that I think the NBA should wave the white flag and say, you know what? Christmas Day is for families. We don't want our players playing on Christmas Day. We're going to own Christmas Eve and do that.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I caught a lot of backlash for that, but I'm just like, you know, they're not going to win Christmas Day. Christmas Day is done for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
NFL could say, we're doing this on whatever day, and they're going to own it.
Well, how do you feel about 3 Christmas Day games in the NFL? I think they could get to 2. I think you do a 1 o'clock game and then a night game. Give time for dinner in between.
Well, if you look at it all depends on the calendar going forward, because
that's true. That's the one problem that you have, right? Because Christmas changes, unlike Thanksgiving, which is always a Thursday.
Yes. And so there's some days coming up where it seems to make sense that there be a doubleheader or maybe a single game.
Yeah, single.
So Christmas Day next year is on a Friday.
You could do a single game on a Friday.
The next year it's on a Saturday. That's probably triple header. I think that'll be triple header that day. And then on Monday after that, they skipped a Sunday because God decided not to have Sunday NFL triple headers. It'll be a full schedule instead. But nonetheless, that's the way it works though. But I'm with you. Look, but it just feels to me like we've been, I don't want to say robbed, but there has been a lot of great sports events the last few days.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we got games going. Tomorrow we got Houston, LA at 4:30 for the Chargers, and then Baltimore, Green Bay at 8 o'clock. Lots of bowl game action in the last couple of days, though. Yesterday, by the way. So let's see. I revealed yesterday's games already. Today we've got a bunch of games. Pittsburgh, East Carolina, 11 a.m. Go Bowling, Military Bowl. Noon, Penn State, Clemson, the Bad Boy Movers.
Mowers.
Yes, Mowers. I'm sorry, Mowers. Mowers. Who cares? 2:15, UConn Army in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl out there at Fenway Park. Georgia Tech BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's at 3:30. Should have been BYU Notre Dame, but Notre Dame decided to be wimps. Okay, that's editorial. Miami, Ohio, Fresno State playing the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl at 4:30. 5:45, you got San Diego State, North Texas in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. 7:30, Virginia, Missouri in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl.
Classic.
Yes, it is. And then Houston, LSU at 9:15 in the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Is any of that must-watch TV?
The ritualistic sacrifice of a Pop-Tart is absolutely must-watch TV.
I was going to say, that bowl game has actually become quite popular because of that. They've got the live toaster with the live Pop-Tart, right? So I would say that game, if any, just because there's the fanfare, it's also a pretty good matchup. Like, you've got Georgia Tech, BYU. I mean, that's a fine game, right? Georgia Tech could win that game.
Nate, how old are you?
40.
Dylan?
I am 29 years old.
God, this is ridiculous. Okay, because we are different generations on what bowl games mean. Because bowl games to me used to be a huge thing. Like if you went into a bowl game, it was like a really significant thing. But for you guys, you probably don't look at it the same way.
I mean, I started in that era where like going to the Rose Bowl in 97 was still a big deal.
Right.
But then once the playoffs started, bowl games no longer matter.
Yeah, I grew up an Iowa Hawkeyes fan, so I will say Bulls mattered to me when I was a kid because they'd play in the Gator Bowl every single year pretty much.
Did.
So it was pretty awesome when you take on Florida or an SEC team in the Gator Bowl. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, now I really don't care. I used to watch them all, enjoy watching them all.
Yeah, me too. Dylan, me too.
Now it doesn't matter.
It's because opt-outs and whatnot, it's like it's not the same anymore.
Well, it's not even just opt-outs. You watered it all down. There's too many games. There's too many crappy teams that get in. Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of like, oh, this team won 6 games and not going in, so let's bring a 5
and
team.
7 teams that are in. Like, why am I watching this game?
Not the same. I know. I'm with you. Look, it used to be must-watch TV for me. It's not anymore. CFP is all that matters. None of this stuff matters. I don't know. I'm not going to today's games. None of them will be like, oh my gosh, I've got to see this. Now maybe Michigan against Texas New Year's Eve. Is that New Year's Eve? When's Texas play? Is that New Year's Eve?
It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Maybe that one will be, but it's not the same.
But for what reasons? Just because it's 2 brand names, or because there are players of interest, or because we've got so much going on with Michigan? Like, what's the reason?
It's just because I really get excited rooting against Michigan. That's really what it is more than that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, coming up next, Bill Bender from Sporting News will join us. A Michigan man is not being the next head coach. As a Michigan man at Michigan, they found somebody else who's not a Michigan man. Enjoy that. We'll talk about that with Bill Bender next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Tri-State Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Tri-State Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654, or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you, in Hilliard and Westerville.
This is Aaron Gaynor.
And I'm Jerry Taylor.
Representing everyone at ECO, we just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Aaron, we should tell them about the day that you and I became business partners.
Yeah, I've been kind of wanting to hear that story myself.
Well, you remember the day I rear-ended you just as you were turning into the parking lot at ECO?
You were going to call your insurance company, but your cell phone was dead.
That's right. So I followed you here into the ECO building and said, is there an empty office with a landline that I can use?
And I said, yeah, there's an empty office here next to mine.
So I went in there and called my insurance company.
And you've been using that office ever since.
Yes, I give you free advice and you give me free office space. And that is how we became partners.
On behalf of all the janitors, plumbers, Merry Christmas, electricians, and we got great news for you HVAC technicians.
ECO wishes you an extremely very Merry Christmas and a rollicking Happy New Year.
Rollicking?
Get ECO.
ECO.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra grand. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
These savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 12 miles per year, ends 1/2/26.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUMMI to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
How are you spending your New Year's Eve? Unless your answer involves 13 and a half hours of Buckeye pregame coverage, you're doing it wrong. From 6 a.m. till kickoff at 7:30, we're live and local. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at mostly cloudy skies and some colder temperatures here for your Saturday, with highs only in the mid-40s this afternoon. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking a nice warm-up as we get highs back into the lower 60s here as we head into your Sunday evening. But that is ahead of our next weather maker that will bring us some big changes. Showers and storms likely here as we head into Sunday night into early Monday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Now we're joined on the Brian Keating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Bill Bender, Sporting News, joins us. Bill, good morning, my friend. I know you are in your car. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Kyle Whittingham being getting the new head coaching job at Michigan. Is that a good move for Michigan?
I think it's the best that they could do move. Does that make sense? I mean, in terms of who was left on the board, where they are in the calendar, getting a coach with his experience, I think it's more of a foundational hire. You know, he is 66 years old, and if you believe age is just a number, I mean, they land a solid coach. Solid's the word for him. You know, they had 5 10-win seasons in the playoff era at Utah. I think it salvages the portal. Is it a home run out of the park hire? No. But I think given the situation and where that program is, it's a decent hire.
Bill, I think we're getting a lot of word that, you know, this feels like a good fit for the University of Michigan from what we've seen in the past from Kyle Whittingham. Identity-wise, how do you view Whittingham as a fit at Michigan?
I think he does well at the lines, right? Like, it's ironic on some levels. I remember watching them play Utah and Rich Rodriguez's debut, and Utah beat Michigan. Then they play him in Harbaugh's debut, and Utah beats Michigan out at Utah with a physical team. There's a lot of talk about whether or not he's going to bring the offensive coordinator with him and what that might unlock for Bryce Underwood. This is a job where they won 9 games with Sharon last year, and I don't know about you guys. I just never thought that they were playoff caliber, the Michigan teams that went to the playoffs the 3 years before. I never felt that way about them last year or the year before that. But you still win 9 games if you have a competent coach in there.
Bill, if I give you over under 3.5 years, Whittingham's at Michigan, what do you take? The over or under 3.5 years?
I'm going to take the over. I think he'll be there about 5 or 6. Depending on, and I can't predict health.
Sure.
I can't predict my own health. I'm 46.
You look good, though. Look, you look good, Bill. You look good.
I just want to get through the next weekend, right? And, I think if his health allows for it and he can go 5 to 6 years, that would allow them to get on the foundation that they need to be on for whoever that next coach is. But I think he'll do – it's not a win-loss thing for me. He'll win at least 8 to 9 games there every year.
All right, so you said it. He's 66 years old, and you've brought up the word foundation and foundational. Assuming he stays for the length of this contract and gets them on solid footing, are we going to see a succession plan set up by Kyle Whittingham here at the University of Michigan? You talked about the OC potentially coming over. That feels like that could be something, but obviously Michigan fans, the boosters there, want this to be a long-term solution, right?
Yeah, I don't know any other root words for foundation, like what else we can use. So I'll stop there. But I think, if they could come up with that kind of plan, they kind of did that at Utah. I'm actually more interested in the why with Scally at Utah. It seems like maybe he just wanted to take this swing. What I think the job offers for Kyle Whittingham is pretty simple, though. He went undefeated at Utah in the BCS era and didn't get a swing. He won 11 games at Utah and didn't get the 14 playoff. Granted, they lost to Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game. This gives him, the Big Ten gives him better playoff access. And I was thinking about this in the car on the way over to Big Walnut High School is think about the coaching pedigree in the Big Ten now. I would say it improved because now you have Matt Campbell and now you have Kyle Whittingham and now you have on top of Ryan Day and Kurt Signetti and Lincoln Riley and Dan Lanning, the top third of the Big Ten coaching hierarchy, that's pretty darn good if you ask me.
Yeah, Bill. And by the way, down with the Eagles today. That's fine. I'm with you. So anyway, when you look at the coaching tier in the Big Ten, which is a better hire, do you think? Matt Campbell at Penn State or Kyle Whittingham at Michigan?
I think Campbell, but I'm biased because I've followed his work, obviously from Mount Union to Toledo to what he did at Iowa State is incredible. If you look at the before and after at Iowa State and you talk about the culture piece and the things that he's done there, all you have to do is look at Iowa State before Matt Campbell. And honestly, the only thing I remember about Iowa State football before him was Troy Davis, the running back that I think he went for 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. And I saw him on the Bob Hope All-American team thing that was going around Twitter the other day. But, Campbell, for what he'll bring Penn State and his philosophy, and they'll be able to recruit, I would give that a slight edge. Plus, he's younger. So you're going to get – if Matt Campbell does a good job at Penn State, he'll be there at least 10 years.
Bill, something that I found interesting kind of in the Sharon Moore fallout was, the word that NIL and some of the boosters at Michigan, they were eager to throw their money behind somebody. I think Kalen DeBoer was a big part of that conversation. But where does their interest lie now that Kyle Whittingham is the head coach at Michigan? Is there that same level of excitement maybe that there was at the beginning of this coaching search, if you know what I mean, when it comes to building that roster and putting the dollars into the program?
Well, I think it's early to say, but I'm sure they will. I mean, you have to. You have to spend money in this environment and have to be behind your coach in that way. One of the things with Kyle that I always look at when you hire a coach, and I know it's not a fair thing. So I was looking at Utah and, okay, how many first-round picks have they had in the playoff era? They've had 3. They'll have 4 when Spencer Fano gets drafted, the Outland Trophy winner tackle. He's amazing. Guys like Devin Lloyd and then Dalton Kincaid. So they've been solid, but it's not like an over-the-top amount of players. So I think the player development piece, because, I look at it this way. When you're trying to get players, I think the goal for most players, you want to win a national championship, you want to go to a five-star school, but you want to develop for the next level and be a first-round pick. And schools like Ohio State and Alabama and Georgia do that very well. Michigan, not necessarily. They've developed a lot of NFL players, but there haven't been a ton of first-round picks. There's a difference to me, too.
You think Underwood stays at Michigan?
I'm sorry?
Do you think Bryce Underwood stays at Michigan?
I do. I think he'll end up staying there. I don't know what the mechanics of that will be. I think there's a little over drama with him showing up for the bowl game. It's like, well, he's there. The portal isn't open. Why wouldn't he show up and play against Texas and give us a pretty good matchup there against the Longhorns? One that I think the Longhorns might actually win handily, though, depending on even though they're missing some guys on their defense. But yeah, I do think he'll stay there. And if he doesn't, your program can't be about one or two recruits. It has to be about everything else and has to be a destination. Like I was also thinking about this with Ohio State. Has there ever been in the portal era panic about a singular player leaving? You need your program to be in that place where you're not freaking out about Jeremiah leaving somewhere, which he won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think we get to that point with the University of Michigan under Kyle Whittingham? Like that level of stability? Because I'm just not sure that I necessarily see that on a year-to-year basis, because we haven't seen Whittingham. Obviously he did a great job at Utah, but it's not the same level of program where guys are going to be coming in and coming out. And, I think that's what you said right there is a huge reason that Ohio State is where it is. They have that level of stability where there isn't that huge level of concern if guys are going to leave or if guys are going to come in. Do you think Michigan gets there under Whittingham?
Have you seen Roadhouse? So the one-liner, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
When Swayze said that, it will probably happen that way at Michigan. And then you look at their schedule next year. You've got Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana. They play Oklahoma again. That's 4 playoff teams on the schedule. So there's going to be no soft schedule to get through. And they're at Ohio State and at Oregon. So I think it could get worse from a win-loss standpoint than it does. But again, it starts with how's he going to recruit. One of the things I saw, and it's a good point, when you have a coach of that age, it's inevitable that other schools are going to use that against you. Well, he's just going to retire. He's only going to be there for 3 years. Schools can say things like that, even if they aren't true. On the other hand, do you think anybody can use that against Kurt Cignetti right now? And he's 64.
You're not professional now. We'll do this. I'm saying you are till this point, but now I want you to be not professional. You like the John Hauser hire for OU?
It was brought to my attention this morning that he played at Hartley.
He did.
And that means that there's a very good chance he was running around on a football field against Fisher Catholic and probably knocking me on my backside in around 1997.
Probably did.
Didn't feel good. He probably ran through my face mask, but very happy with that hire. Very pleased with the Bobcats' effort the other night in a win against UNLV. Had Minnesota not won on a ridiculous overtime catch last night, the Bobcats would have the longest bowl win streak in the country. So I'm happy for Coach Hauser. I hope he brings that same kind of – Ohio has been stable in the MAC since Frank. We've got to keep it that way, and I think he's going to do that. And if Coach Hauser is somehow listening, Hartley did win those 2 games against Fisher Catholic way back in the day, unfortunately for us.
I am going to look it up now. Now you've added work to my workload. I've got to look it up now so we can talk about this next on Monday on Morning Juice. Bill, appreciate the time. Good luck, and beat the Eagles today.
We'll get after it. They're a great program up there with a good rivalry with them. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you Monday, Tito.
You the bets. Bill Bender joins us right there. Yeah, he's on his way to his car. His daughter's got games against Big Walnut. That's why we the Go Eagles thing, and I said go against the Eagles. That's fine. Very politically correct, though. Smart guy. Coming up next, then we'll stick with college football. A former great running back suggests a big series could be canceled. We'll do that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Don't let credit hold you back. Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall welcomes all credit types with open arms. Find your dream ride and get approved fast. Call 614-861-7150 or on the web at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Guys, you heard of TRT, but have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start your treatment, you'll wish you had done it sooner. All the guys I know go to Synergetics and Low T Center for TRT. The TRT test is free, not hundreds of dollars. The testosterone is pure, not compounded. Guys feel full of energy, not like they're still waiting for it to kick in. Get it now for your free TRT test. The best you is waiting. No appointment is necessary before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
This is Aaron Gaynor.
And I'm Jerry Taylor.
Representing everyone at ECO, we just want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Aaron, we should tell them about the day that you and I became business partners.
Yeah, I've been kind of wanting to hear that story myself.
Well, you remember the day I rear-ended you just as you were turning into the parking lot at ECO?
You were going to call your insurance company, but your cell phone was dead.
That's right. So I followed you here into the ECO building and said, is there an empty office with a landline that I can use?
And I said, yeah, there's an empty office here next to mine.
So I went in there and called my insurance company.
And you've been using that office ever since.
Yes. I give you free advice, and you give me free office space. And that is how we became partners.
On behalf of all the janitors, plumbers, Merry Christmas electricians, and we got great news for you HVAC technicians.
ECO wishes you an extremely very Merry Christmas and a rollicking Happy New Year.
Rollicking?
Get an ECO.
ECO.
Your credit, your car, our promise. At Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, we approve all credit types. Perfect, challenged, or none. Drive off today with easy financing. Visit today or online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Look, one of us is annoying. The other one is Dylan Tryer.
Appreciate that, Tito.
No, I admit it. I know it. I am comfortable in my own skin. I am annoying. Ask my wife. First or second, either one. Both of them will tell you the same thing. So Dylan Tryer's on my right. Nate's across the glass there. And Mark Ingram came out and said, and he has no direct knowledge, okay? Because, look, he's Mark Ingram. He didn't win the Heisman, did he? Was he a Heisman winner? No, he wasn't, was he?
Yeah, he won the Heisman because he's in those Heisman ads, right?
Okay, that's fair then. If he's in the Heisman ads, he probably did win it. That's fair. Mark Ingram won the Heisman. Nate's looking it up, but it's official, I'm sure. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that right? He's the first Alabama player to win the Heisman Trophy?
Was he? That can't be, can it?
That's what a quick Google search is
First Alabama player win the Heisman. Okay.
That's almost unbelievable.
That is. You're right. Because they had Namath, they had Stabler, they had some pretty good players there. Ingram, okay. He says in this podcast he was on that Ohio State, Alabama, their series might not happen. Ohio State they're at Texas coming up in 2026. Then after that, home and home, Alabama. And Ingram's saying that he doesn't think, he thinks it might not happen just because SEC going to a 9-game conference schedule, how much sense does it make to play Ohio State in a non-conference game? I understand his thinking, Dylan. It makes sense what he's saying. But God, I want those games to happen.
Of course you do, right? To me, I still think there is some value in doing this.
Right.
I still think there is some value in doing this because when you're coming down, it's hard, right? Because if you lose the games, it's a mark against you. Mm-hmm. And I think we have a little bit of recency bias here because Texas is probably the team that comes to mind.
Right.
Where people will say if Texas did not play that game against Ohio State, they would have been in the college football playoff.
If Texas
people are dumb.
Okay, wait, no, if Texas plays Purdue instead of Ohio State, they get a win. They're a 2-loss SEC team. They probably get in.
Probably so. But Texas also had other games on their schedule that they lost.
Yeah.
The Florida game was a big one, yes.
Don't lose to Florida and you're in.
Yeah. But I do think this does matter in some respect. And it's a weird thing to talk about because you could just say, okay, let's not play these games. And teams like Ohio State would still be okay, right? Because they're going to get in off of name brand. But when you were in the position that a Texas was in, or maybe an Alabama was in this year where they were right on the edge of making it, and you're trying to weigh some of these things, and we do have a unique situation this year with Notre Dame in that they played a couple of these teams and lost to them, right? I don't think we're always going to get that, but what I'm saying is maybe an early season win against a big opponent, or maybe even a narrow early season loss against a big opponent could be some sort of tiebreaker in the committee's eyes when it comes to making the final ranking. You understand what I'm saying there?
I do.
It's a difficult thing to kind of wrap your head around because I'm in the same boat as you in that I want to see these games played because they're fun, they're awesome. That is college football early in the season. That's the draw.
There's a home and home Alabama and then home and home Georgia.
Right.
I want all those games to happen.
Right. If Mark Ingram's saying anybody could say they might not do this, but if Texas comes off the schedule if Alabama comes off the schedule for whatever reason, Georgia's going to come off the schedule, right?
I would think, yeah. And that's the part that's hard about this is that because of the human element of this and the inconsistencies with it, Texas got penalized for losing to Ohio State. They did. I don't care. They got penalized for it. I'm glad Texas took the game. I'm glad Ohio State took the game. I'm glad they're playing next year at Austin. Win or lose for Ohio State, I'm glad they're doing it. Same thing with Alabama in Tuscaloosa at the Horseshoe. I want to see that game. But I understand why schools might say, you know what? The risk isn't worth the reward.
Yeah.
See, here's the flip-flop, though. We're saying Texas was punished for playing Ohio State. Was Alabama punished for losing to Florida State?
No, because
reasons.
Alabama should not be in the playoff.
We all agree on this, yes.
Okay, but they beat Oklahoma. So now if Alabama, I'm saying we should be, you saw what we just did to Oklahoma. They're a playoff team.
But the point is, both teams scheduled outside of their conference, both lost. There was no punishment for Alabama losing that game.
I'm with you. I agree. If Texas plays in the SEC championship, it might be different.
Sure. I mean, it also means they probably didn't lose to Florida.
Right. The Florida loss is the one that got them.
I think something you said was critical there in that there's a human element to all of this. Yeah. That's the number one thing. I'm in the camp that I would like to see them BCS rank 1 through 16 and do the playoff that way.
Did you like it, though, back in the BCS days, though? Were you critical then?
Well, I didn't think enough teams got it. Well, obviously, you didn't have the playoff back then, right?
Yeah.
You would still have that argument where, hey, 16 to 17 or 16 to 20, 16 to 25, even in that range, it would get dicey. But at least that gives you some definitive algorithm, right? And maybe that even incentivizes somehow playing bigger games.
So, but like the BCS, though, when it came out and they started doing that, there were critics of that. Because there was times when a team that beat a team head-to-head, I think it would be Nebraska, what was it? There was a time when the head-to-head, the BCS did not weigh that into it too heavily, whereas you and I might. And that's where the issue is BCS. So, I think that people complain for years about, it's up to the voters and whatnot. Then they go BCS. It's like, the computers don't take this into account. That's okay. We'll do BCS and human, combine it. Well, it's still wrong. Now we're going to the playoffs, the 4, the 12, the 16, whatever it is. I'm saying, and then there was the 4 to the 12. It was like, they still missed out on this. It will never be perfect.
Never. No.
And that's the part that's like, you need to accept it's imperfect. Yes, this year, and I am done with Group of 5.
I think most people are probably.
Like if they are in the top rankings organically, fine, put them in. but don't force it. You know what I mean? Like, don't say two have to, or one has to be in, whatever this group of 5 team has to be in because of where they're ranked. If you're top 16, you're in.
I would agree with that. And we've seen that before, right? Like, when was it? 2014, 2015, UCF had the faux national championship.
Right. Cincinnati got into the playoffs.
Right. And Cincinnati got in when it was a 4-team playoff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in situations like that, absolutely. If a team is ranked in the top 16, why the heck not? They've deserved to get into the top 16. Sure. But, yeah, I would agree with you where we are now. There are still some kinks and flaws that need to be worked out because the group of 5 thing, obviously, like this year in particular, it's a little bit of a stretch.
I got nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went to you. Okay. What I'm saying, though, is that, yes, I think that it will never be perfect. We can't make it perfect.
You can make it better.
You can make it better. The inclusion of the group of 5, what I would do is have an NIT for the group of 5. And by the way, put a couple of power fours in there if you want to. I don't care. Have a secondary tournament where you've got a couple of MAC teams in there, the group of 5s, whatever it's going to be, and then maybe you have the teams that were on the cusp of making the CFP that didn't get in.
Yeah, I like that.
Do a 16-teamer there.
And that's how you bring bowl games back.
Yes. And so all of a sudden,
I don't mind that.
Like, think of BYU. If you're worried about, if you say, group of 5 should be in there, fine. If they're not in it, though, if James Madison's got to play BYU in the first round or semifinals, whatever it is, we'll find out who's better. I'm not in love with the idea of, and look, people say, NCAA tournament. Look, the NCAA basketball, March Madness, 68 teams. I'm okay with an 11 and 14 team gets in who wins their conference tournament. They're not going to win the tournament. They might win a game. They might get in. They're going to play. It's fine. In a 12-teamer or a 16-teamer, just give me the best 16.
Yeah.
Because I don't want in college basketball, I don't want in the Sweet 16, I don't need George Mason there. I don't need VCU there. I want the Blue Bloods there. Same way in the Sweet 16, the 16-team college football, I just want the best. James Madison's not the best. Tulane's not the best. OU's not the best. Let them play for a different tournament and do it that way.
It's a fascinating idea. I don't mind that at all, Tito. It's made me think a little bit here.
Coming up next, Phillip Rivers was picked by the Colts, but he wasn't the only fossil selected in the NFL this season. We'll talk about that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Toyotathon is on. Wrap up the year with a new Toyota. Now through January 5th, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corollas and Corolla hybrids. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
'Tis the season to not feel groggy. I know that's not how the song goes, but it's how the rush of the holidays can make us feel. Eric Reeser here and my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa have the goods to keep you looking and feeling your best as the year comes to an end. 4 convenient locations in Central Ohio offering medical-grade IV and aesthetic treatments. If you're like me and get a little queasy at the thought of an IV, not a big needle person, I get it. But their staff of incredible certified nurse practitioners makes the process easy. Get your body ready for a successful holiday season by booking your drip today at hydratememedspa.com.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Put a new sound on an old song this season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry this holiday season, from the biggest retailers and best brands, all while earning you free gas and groceries. Stop in our stores for bonus perk offers on gift cards. Give the gift everyone wants, and get a little something for yourself, too. The holidays are magical at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go.
Chronic pain can feel like it's never going to end. But at QC Kinetics here in Columbus, there is a new treatment providing rapid relief. It's called stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
So basically, it's a healing machine. They cause the body to help to heal by increasing blood flow.
This is more than treatment. It's hope.
So this device being a healing device, when I talk to my patients about it, I tell them it's diagnostic and therapeutic. We're going to find out today if it's right for you.
Right now, you can try your first treatment for just $49 and see if StemWave is the right option for you. Only $49, with many patients reporting relief within the next day.
It's about giving hope.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of StemWave and get relief now. Call for your consultation here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family might not listen to you, but we will. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
You're welcome.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
If you're watching on YouTube, Dylan Tryer just stretched. Woo. Was that stretched like out of boredom or just out of necessity?
Oh, it felt great. That was
Okay.
out of necessity for sure. Wake up the body.
Ben Stevens tweeted out, today there are 8 FBS college football games. It's the last Saturday with at least one college football game until August 29th, 2026. Make sure you cherish today. Lots of games going on.
I suppose I will.
I won't. I'll still. That's fine.
I know Nate's fired up to watch that Pop-Tart clip whenever that comes out today.
Phillip Rivers. Fossil? Yes, no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Joe Burrow did something. And look, I'm old enough to remember back in the mid-'80s, there was a big commercial push that Dan Marino got all of his offensive linemen Isotona gloves.
Okay.
offensive linemen. Protect them. They protect you. Give them gloves. Protect them from the elements. Joe Burrow went next level. So last year, he gave them, his offensive linemen, samurai swords. Big deal. So this year, he brought them all over to his house, and he has fossils there from dinosaurs, bears, and mammoths. Now, he let them do a draft where, based on how long you had been there, that's where you get to draft. And if you look at Ted Karras, the center, he took Ted Karras picked a tusk of a woolly mammoth, estimated to be 30,000 years old. There were bear skulls taken, a T-Rex artifact, went to rookie left tackle Dylan Fairchild. So all these guys get fossils. There's been other gifts given out by quarterbacks to their offensive linemen, like segways and things like that. Would you ever have a fossil or like a Segway?
I would never want a Segway, but there have been some tremendous quarterback to offensive line gifts out there. Like I think during the Lions game the other night, they actually revealed that Jared Goff had gotten his offensive lineman golf carts or something like that, and he was actually
Kinda
sacked
cool.
on the next play.
Geez.
I would like a golf cart over an artifact.
You would?
Definitely over a samurai sword. But with all this said, maybe these are investments. Like, I don't know how much this stuff is worth. Maybe it's an investment in he's helping the offensive lineman out here long term.
I mean, to me, it's more symbolizing you guys are immobile and extinct.
Well, I was going to say you should have done the draft based off of how many pressures each guy had given.
That's fair.
Up.
You're right. That I did it too. But like that's what I'm saying. Like if you had a chance, so you would say if I give you fossil or golf cart, you want golf cart?
Yeah, I'm taking the golf cart. I think for
Nate,
sure.
Probably the golf cart, but give me the samurai sword.
So you take samurai sword, then golf cart, then fossil.
Yes.
Okay. Samurai sword, fossil, golf cart. You're going what, Dylan?
Golf cart.
Golf cart, then
fossil.
And then samurai sword.
Yeah, fossil, like I said, like that's a cool thing to have in your house, maybe some value down the road. I think it's a little cooler than a samurai sword.
Can the fossil...
Like a tusk is cool. Having a mammoth tusk on display in your house is pretty cool.
Give me like a T-Rex like skull or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
If you've got that, though, and again, not a scientist here. Breaking news. I don't have the button.
An amateur archaeologist.
Okay, yes. But could you take the fossil and somehow turn it into Jurassic Park?
I think you need
the
fly DNA
something different.
And
so the fossil itself is not enough.
No, you need that mosquito DNA, the mosquito in the amethyst or whatever to get the DNA.
If you could tell me the fossil could be Jurassic Park, I'd take the fossil. If not, I'll take the golf cart.
Golf cart gets you away from the dinosaurs. You can
it does to a certain extent, but if you got the T-Rex behind
samurai sword defends you from the dinosaurs.
I don't think so. Look, Nathan, look, I love you. If I've got you with the samurai sword and the T-Rex, I'm taking the T-Rex. I'm just saying right now,
respectfully.
No disrespect.
Fair enough.
The gifts are interesting, though, the way they do that, though. And I wonder about that, too. Like the offensive lineman for David Carr from the Texans, I think they need to give him gifts, not him give them gifts.
Yeah.
Because he got sacked like 80 times.
You've got a wide range across the NFL. Like sometimes I think we've seen guys get kind of like recovery stuff, Jordans, very nice luxury bags. Just depends on your quarterback's personality. Obviously, with Joe Burrow going samurai swords and fossils, which is, I mean, that's very Joe Burrow, right?
That is.
That is, though. Joe Burrow is another one. Is like, why is he gifting any of his offensive linemen anything?
Maybe that's why he does samurai swords and fossils, you know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they should give him gifts. Like, hey, sorry about this. It's almost like a Jeter gift bag when you leave the room. It's like, hey, I'm not going to call you again. Here you go.
I don't know what else Jordan Love got his offensive line, but I heard he got them an array of dunks, like Nikes and stuff like that.
Right.
Valued at $5,000. Or maybe he got it for the entire team, something like that. I thought that was kind of cheap, to be completely honest with you. The quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, $5,000 for the team.
And then he got a concussion.
Yes, he did. Maybe that's why he only was able to give that gift because he had done that before the concussion and couldn't go shopping.
That could be the case, yes. And so I see the gifts that come out. And by the way, I don't know why it's such a big deal. We report it as news and comes out like, oh, we do it. Just do it. You know, I think if it gets publicized what you gave them, it makes it less impactful.
Well, it's certainly less impactful, but I think the everyday public finds it very fascinating and cool to see, hey, this quarterback spent this much money on his offensive line. Like, did you hear Tom Brady a couple weeks ago? He said that he had given all of his offensive linemen 1 year in New England, very nice cars, Suburbans or something like that, with the caveat they were all on a 1 year lease.
Oh, well, that's kind of lame, right?
I don't think that was publicized.
That
and then he said
sounds
it the
very
other day.
rich person to me.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
1
funny.
year lease. Don't go over 12,000. It's on your dime. 12,000 miles. Don't go over 12,000 miles. It's on your dime.
I thought that was very funny. Very funny.
Come on, Brady. You're better than that, right?
Could have been the early days for Tom Brady.
No,
I think he can afford the cars now.
It's amazing to me. It's just stupid money. It's ridiculous. But yeah, they do these things. I can't believe Burrow brought players to his house and had them draft fossils.
Yeah, I got to put myself in the shoes of an offensive lineman there. I'm probably okay, thanks, Joe. A nice bag would have been cool.
Right. I know. How about a PS6?
Yeah, right.
Is there a PS6? Are we at 6 yet or 5?
I think it's on the way. We're at 5 right now.
We're at 5 right now. 6 is next.
If anybody has access to a PS6, though, it's Joe Burrow.
It's Joe Burrow or Tom Brady. But I'm just saying, that part right there. The 1 year lease is kind of lame. Because I know if somebody gave me a car, hey, here's 1 year lease, I'd be like, how much can be a car a couple years older without a lease?
Fair enough.
They'd just be like, cut me the check instead.
That's right. Right.
I'll go buy a car that costs that much.
Coming up next week, call it what's happened so far and what will happen in the world of sports today. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Credit challenges, we got solutions. At Capital Florida, Columbus, and Whitehall, all credit types are welcome. Good, fair, poor, or none. Get approved fast and cruise away happy. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfloridacolumbus.com.
Planning to buy a home in 2026? Not sure where to start? The Ohio Housing Finance Agency can help. With a step-by-step homebuyer's guide and financial tools, the Ohio Housing Finance Agency can make homeownership part of your future. Eligible homebuyers may qualify for down payment assistance and reduced mortgage interest rates. To see if you qualify and to find a mortgage lender, visit myohiohome.org. Again, that's myohiohome.org. Homeownership. Make it part of your future. Sponsored by the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
You got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth?
What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile,
including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
Wrap up your 2025 to-do list when you shop at Menards. Upgrade your home with Mohawk sheet vinyl flooring. It's durable, waterproof, and easy to install. Strike sheet vinyl flooring is just 89 cents per square foot, now through December 31st. Don't wait to finish your projects. View our entire selection of Mohawk flooring on menards.com. Plus, our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
All credit types are welcome at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. From perfect scores to starting fresh, we'll get you driving. Shop our huge selection and leave in your new car today. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Puderwell, there's Sports Update. There's officially a new Michigan man. Last night, the University of Michigan officially announced former Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham as their next head football coach. Whittingham's deal is reportedly for 5 years, averaging $8.2 million a year. Whittingham will not coach Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl against Nebraska on New Year's Eve, leaving immediately to work with Michigan. Plenty of college football today. Notable bowl games include Penn State versus Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl at noon, Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl at 3:30, Miami of Ohio and Fresno State in the Snoop Dogg Bowl at 4:30, and Virginia and Missouri tonight in the Gator Bowl. In the NFL, Houston visits the Chargers at 4:30, and Baltimore heads to Green Bay this evening. The Packers will be without starting quarterback Jordan Love due to a concussion. And in the NBA, the Cavs return to the court tonight. They're out in Houston to take on the Rockets. Breaking sports news, what happens on the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
It's Tito, it's Dylan Tryer joining you here. Nate on the other side of the glass there. Thank you for tuning in on Fan Sports Saturday. Yesterday in college football, Northwestern over Central Michigan, 34-7 in the games above Sports Bowl. Minnesota beats New Mexico in OT in the Rate Bowl 20-17. UTSA 57-20 over Florida National in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. We've got bowl games lined up for you today as well. Today is like a huge, huge day in bowls. Pittsburgh, East Carolina, they are kicking off now. Go Bowling Military Bowl. Penn State Clemson at noon in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Yukon Army in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl at 3:30 you've got BYU Georgia Tech in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. At 4:30, Fresno State Miami in the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. 5:45, we've got San Diego State North Texas in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. 7:30, Missouri Virginia in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. 8:15 tonight, LSU Houston in the Kinders Texas Bowl. Dylan, any of those must watch?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that Pop-Tarts Bowl game. I mean, I would consume that, pun intended. Georgia Tech and BYU, 22 versus 12. You've got 3-loss Georgia Tech taking on 2-loss BYU, who I really didn't find to be that impressive this season. Don't enjoy watching their quarterback.
I'm with you.
Other than that, I'd maybe tune in to watch a little LSU Houston at night. I could see LSU maybe pulling an upset in that game. Other than that, I mean, Penn State Clemson, there's some intrigue there. Two teams that really disappointed this season. Maybe for some different reasons, but like an all-suck bowl there.
Okay. You are newly married, no kids. Fair?
More than fair.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Look, I'm not going to judge. I'm just asking. So, will they be background or sit down and watch?
I will be watching the NFL today more so than college football.
There we go.
If college football comes on, it would be in the background for the most part.
Yep.
But I will be tuned into the NFL this evening. We've got at 4 o'clock, I think we've got the
4:30.
Texans, 4:30 Texans Chargers, and then a game on Peacock tonight. So I'm going to have to figure out how to consume that one. That'll be
You want my password?
The Packers and the Ravens. I would love that.
You don't have Peacock?
I might. I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
You let me know if you don't have it. I will give you my login. You can watch it.
Can you give it to me right now over the air?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know if I can look at the password on. I've got Peacock. Honestly, I'll do this. I don't care. I'll look at Peacock right now. Where is it here? There's Peacock. See if it'll let me look at my password. If it will, I will give it to you. Let's see. Here's me. Who's watching? It's Jay Thidoff. That's me. Jeff.thidoff@gmail.com is the login, by the way.
Okay, writing that down.
Jeff.thidoff@gmail.com.
Okay.
I'll do the pass. It might be ass-tastic. I'll figure it out. Anyway, nonetheless, Nate, married?
No.
No kids?
No.
Okay, that's fair. So will college football be on your must-watch, or will it be background, or not at all?
I mean, I will probably watch the Pop-Tarts Bowl just because that amuses me. And then I'll probably watch the NFL game at night because I have no desire to sit through 3 hours of ESPN gushing over Lane Kiffin.
Houston, the Chargers, and Baltimore, Green Bay, both good games in the NFL.
I don't know with Jordan Love out at the Green Bay.
Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson both out, though. But, if Baltimore loses, Pittsburgh clinches.
It's an important game.
Yes.
Important and good are not the same thing.
I don't know, man. The Packers, Matt LaFleur can scheme it up for Malik Willis. Malik Willis is banged up going into this game, I'll tell you that. But Lamar's been hurt this year. So, I mean, Tyler Huntley's filled in pretty admirably when he's had to, but Matt LaFleur can scheme it up with Malik Willis at quarterback. I'll tell you that much.
That's the part that's interesting to me, yes. So for me, college football would be all those games. They are commercial break or halftime flip over.
NFL's king. Yeah,
NFL's
100%.
King. I had a comment the other day, and I don't know. NFL is going to rule everything. They're going to rule it all. That's what they want to do. They can do what they want to do as far as this goes. They are the axis of evil. No offense to the axis of evil from the 40s. But I'm just saying, right now, it's the NFL could do what they want to do and could rule it. OSU men play Rutgers on the road next Friday. Lenardi has Ohio State men as an 11 seed in a play-in game in this current NCAA bracket predictions. How important is it for Ohio State to make the NCAA tournament this year?
Oh, I think it's tremendously important. I don't think Ohio State... how do I want to put this? They don't want to waste what Bruce Thornton has done this year.
God, he's so good.
Or in his career at Ohio State. You know what I mean? I don't want to say that that's what this season is completely for Ohio State.
Right.
But you're starting to see Jake Diebler get in there with some of these 5-star recruits.
Yep.
You're seeing Ohio State make a push when it comes to trying to create a better atmosphere at these games, at their home games. So I think making the NCAA tournament this season that might be the biggest thing for Ohio State this year. Obviously, you want to win the rivalry games. You want to win the Big Ten, the same way they talk about it on the football side. But making the tournament for Ohio State this year, and I would maybe even go a little bit further than that, making the tournament and winning a game or winning a couple of games in the tournament, I think that's absolutely got to be the goal for Ohio State. You got to start to make this thing relevant again.
I think I bother people when I say that Ohio State will never, ever, ever, ever be a basketball school.
It's. I would agree with that in the sense that it is such a football school, but Ohio State can be there in basketball. We've seen that. It's always going to be
small spurts.
It's always going to be a football school for sure, but you can make basketball fun.
So, in the Jimmy Jackson era, but that was also tied into a big college basketball Fab Five, Duke. It was a bigger deal than just Ohio State being great during that time helped out, and then it just wasn't, though, the main story in college basketball. Ohio State football can be the main story in college football.
100%.
But it can't be in college. I don't think it will be in college basketball. The Odin Conley era was great. The Thad era was fantastic. There was times in there where it was like they were among the elites, but they weren't the elite. You know what I mean? They weren't Duke. They weren't Michigan. They weren't Georgetown. They weren't, Georgetown's probably a bad example. But they weren't Duke or Michigan for sure. Florida. They were on the cusp of that. So I think there's a ceiling for Ohio State basketball and a ceiling for Ohio State football, which is much different.
Yeah.
It'll always be that way. But I would have said the same thing, though, 10 years ago about Indiana. I would have said, Indiana, they're a basketball school. There's no way they'll be a football school ever. Indiana, by the way, right now, football school, right?
Absolutely.
But I don't think Ohio State fans would ever want Ohio State to be a basketball school over a football school.
Absolutely not. No.
You don't want it to be that way.
No. And Ohio State is never not going to be a football school because it is just such a brand. And I don't think we'll ever see Ohio State football get to a point where, hey, we need basketball to be good because football is not getting it done. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at Indiana, that's kind of what happened, right? Like their basketball program kind of became irrelevant, and then they stumble into Kurt Cignetti, and Kurt Cignetti makes them into a football school in quite literally 365 days, which is unbelievable. But I just don't see Ohio State ever getting to that point.
What do you consider Michigan? Do you consider them a football school or a basketball school?
Football school.
They're a football school.
And yet their basketball team is among the elites.
I know.
Usually.
I know.
To be fair, does that have something to do with how we perceive college basketball now, though? Because college basketball is maybe as irrelevant as it's ever been.
The regular season is, yes.
Yeah. It's all that's a good point. It's
granted,
all
there was plenty of things involved, but Michigan was great in the 90s and in the 80s and stuff like that. Why can't Ohio State, even if they're still a football school, be great at basketball? They've got the resources just like Michigan does.
They do. But I don't think Ohio State fans, if you're an Ohio State fan, just overall Ohio State fan, I don't think you want Ohio State basketball to ever rival football. Because that means football is going down.
But does it have to? What if your basketball program got so good? Because if I were an Ohio State fan, I would love that.
Is the implication that Michigan basketball was great because Michigan football was kind of crap for the last 25 years?
Michigan basketball with Dusty May's done great. He's been fantastic there. He really has been. But I think if you ask any college athletic program, what would you rather be, a football school or basketball school? They would all say football.
Of course. That's where the dollars are.
Right. Which is why I think with Ohio State, fans would be like, I want Ohio State basketball to be great, but not greater. Not greater than football.
Oh, no, there's no need to be greater than football, but why can't Ohio State actually get to a Sweet 16 every now and then?
They should. No, that's Nate, I'm telling you right now. For me, the baseline for Ohio State basketball, every year you should be in the field of 68. Every year, that's a baseline. I don't care if you're ranked 5th or 12th. Playing game, whatever. I'm just saying the baseline should be NCAA tournament. Sweet 16's a great year. That's a great year. But baseline should be NCAA tournament.
I think the baseline, and correct me if I'm saying almost the same thing, but for how large a school Ohio State is, and like you talked about, Nate, the resources that they have, I think Ohio State baseline should be a top 25 basketball program every year.
I agree.
At least in that mix.
Okay.
I think the downfall from Ohio State from that era that you were just talking about with Mike Conley, Greg Oden, when they're the number 1 team, number 2 team in the country, I think it should never have gotten past or kind of irrelevant, right? It should have always been, let's try and stick in the top 25
NIT should not be a thing anymore for Ohio State.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's kind of a joke when Ohio State is playing in the NIT.
See, I caught hell a few years ago for this question I asked. I'll ask both you guys. You can both catch hell too.
Let's do it.
Okay. What would be more important? More important, Ohio State national championship in football or in basketball? What's more important? What's more significant?
To who? What's the context here?
You. To you. What's more significant to you?
Oh, a football national championship
is always more significant.
Is always going to be more significant.
Even though they haven't won a basketball championship in 60 years.
A football championship is always going to be a bigger deal because I'm a bigger football fan than I'm a basketball fan.
Okay.
But as a program, Ohio State winning a national title in basketball is a big deal for that program.
Is that more significant then?
Probably, actually. Like if you were to say in the next 5 years, Ohio State basketball actually wins a national title for the first time in however long it's been, that is a significant achievement.
Okay, so that's why I kind of asked for context there.
Okay, so this year's kind of a weird thing because they're going for back-to-back, which they've never done before. They've never done back-to-back national championships in football. So Ryan Day is chasing history there. But if it's not a back-to-back, if it's just a random season. Now, in your lifetimes, Ohio State's won national championships in football. They've won multiple in football in both of your lifetimes. But they've never won a basketball.
I've never seen a basketball championship.
And that's why I wonder, what is more important?
It's like I never say a World Series is more important to me than an Ohio State football thing, but I've never seen the Reds win anything.
God, I saw him.
And that would be a big deal for me to see
Sure.
that.
Hey, JJ Bleday, just signed.
There we go. Now they're on track.
I think for program building, for program building purposes, a basketball national championship would be extremely significant.
Okay. If I told you this year Ohio State loses in the championship game of college football, but wins the college basketball championship, or wins the college football championship and loses in the first round of the NCAA tournament, what would you pick?
I'd pick the football national championship. For Nate's point, I like football more than I like basketball.
Yeah. I would say the same thing, but I still want to see the basketball team be good.
Right. I would like Ohio State to be a significant top 25 basketball program, make it to the Sweet 16. And if I were an Ohio State basketball diehard, I would say I'd rather the team win the national championship in basketball and Ohio State football lose the national championship.
Yeah, there's not many schools that do both, right?
It's very difficult.
Alabama's done well lately in both.
Florida did it for a little bit.
Yes. There's not many schools that have been like, we're elite here and also here. It doesn't happen very often.
No.
Ohio State did do that for a while with Odin and Conley in that time, like during that era with
same time frame as Florida.
It's hard to be elite in both, but you can also not be really bad in the other.
Right. We got coming up next. Brooks Koepka is leaving Live. We'll talk to our golf betting expert John Gerber about what it means. We'll do that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUMMI to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
It's Monday Night Football on the Fan 2. Catch the Panthers and Falcons live from Atlanta. Fan coverage starts Monday at 7:30 on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at mostly cloudy skies and some colder temperatures here for your Saturday with highs only in the mid-40s this afternoon. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking a nice warm-up as we get highs back into the lower 60s here as we head into your Sunday evening. But that is ahead of our next weather maker that will bring us some big changes. Showers and storms likely here as we head into Sunday night into early Monday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday, Tito, Dylan Tryer, and also Nate back there behind the glass for you. Now we're joined on the Bryant Heating Cooling System fan guest hotline, John Gerber. He is the host of the most popular podcast in Ohio, the state of Ohio, From the Rough, on FanStream Sports. John, good morning, my friend. And Brooks Koepka is leaving Live. Is it like, so they say leaving Live, is it inevitable he'll join the PGA Tour again, or what happens now?
Well, good morning, fellas. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it's certainly inevitable. I don't think Brooks Koepka has finished playing golf by any means, but I think what that means for Liv, I think he's not going to be the first one. I think, as most people know who follow golf, Brooks Koepka has never been a guy to be scared to ruffle the feathers or be the first one through the door. So, yeah, I think this is just the start in terms of maybe some of the other guys coming over. But yeah, it's a start. There's a lot of intertwining scenarios, and there's a lot of gray areas. No one really knows what the entry back in the PGA Tour is yet. People have speculation, but I think the notions of right now he's scheduled. He can't come back till 2026. Just some of the bylaws and the PGA membership. We don't really know what those are yet. But to be honest with you, I think he's going to come back before that. You certainly will see him at the Masters, and you'll certainly see him at the PGA. But I think there's probably going to be a couple other events that the sponsors potentially could push some of these live guys to play in their events, because the PGA Tour is losing viewership when it comes to these, I don't want to say lower tier events. And I wrote an article the other day on fanstreamsports.com about the power of sponsorships, of maybe getting these guys coming back. And I referenced the Cognizant in West Palm where he lives that could be initially the first kind of jumping ground for Koepka to play if he's somewhat healthy.
I find the timing of all this very interesting because you had Mito Pereira retiring from the game of golf. He's a live golfer early in the week. Then later on, Brooks Koepka announces he is leaving live. Is there any tie between those two things happening? Because you said there that you'd expect it to start happening more, that we're going to see more guys leaving live. Why do you think all this is?
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have their, reasons. Mito had 1 year left on his contract. He doesn't really move the needle. The PGA Tour wasn't clamoring for him to come back to the PGA Tour. Is it a coincidence? I'm not sure. I think a guy like Mito is a talented guy, and I think he's been through the trials and tribulations of getting on the tour. I think he feels like he made a mistake maybe. But they're probably targeting some guys. I think Joaquin Neiman is a guy that they would like to have back on the tour. Certainly John Rahm. Those are certainly the guys that move the needle. Bryson certainly is that other guy that's kind of the superstar out there. But I think it'll be a domino effect. I really do. I think there's going to be more guys going through it. And I think Brooks Koepka will be kind of I don't want to say test dummy or see how they're going to do it, but he certainly will be the guy that will build the parameter on the regulations of those guys coming back.
He is John Gerber at J Gerber PGA Pro. Follow him on Twitter that way. Also, Fantasy Sports. He's a golf betting expert. Does a lot of great things on that. Gerb, I'm curious for you now. It's early in the season, and I don't know how much you are doing. I'm sure you're doing your research, but how much are you putting into right now the tournaments going on in the next few weeks about as far as your betting goes?
Yeah, this is a great time for us. We started our research a couple weeks ago in terms of more of a personal research, not really, running down the tournaments or anything. We do that a little closer to the tournament itself just because there's so many variables. But you can really certainly key in some guys who are notoriously good practicers or plays a lot in the wintertime to be ready for the start of the season. And then you got the polar opposite guys that just really like to take the off season off. Like, you look at guys like Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry's not out there beating golf balls in December. I promise you that. So he'll sit on the beach in West Palm and go to his Irish pub and drink some beers. So he's notoriously a slow starter on the PGA Tour. So you kind of get the feel, make some calls, see who's practicing, see who's healthy. And we'll know that in the next couple weeks. But Sony, I think them not playing the Tournament of Champions or the Hyundai, or however you want to call it, I think it's going to hurt the Sony because a lot of those guys go over and play both weeks. So I think a lot of these guys are really going to kind of start on the California swing, and maybe you'll see some new guys that play well at the Sony. But Sony's a quirky golf course. It's the guys who play well there year after year know it. There's a lot of dog legs. So a newcomer normally doesn't play well there, except for a guy like Russell Henley, who won on his first PGA Tour start. So it's more making phone calls, see who's getting in shape, see who's working hard in the off season to get us prepared for the spring.
Just in general, since a new season is starting, is there anybody that's going to be able to chase down Scottie Scheffler this season? Like, I found it intriguing that you brought up some of those names from Live and, the PGA Tour's interest in getting them back. The Joaquin Neimans of the world, John Rahm, Bryson, obviously. Is there anybody on the current tour that could challenge Scottie Scheffler this coming year?
Well, there's certainly a lot of guys. I mean, Scottie's been on a fantastic run, but these runs don't last forever. Life gets in the way. Unless you're Tiger, Scottie's doing things that are Tiger-esque, but that's certainly not what Tiger did. So I think, I hate to say Scottie's going to have a down year because a down year for Scottie is winning 5 tournaments, right, instead of 7 or 8. So there's going to be a ton of guys that challenge him. I think Rory's still going to he's still motivated to play a little bit. I think he's going to have a good year. And I'll say it, I think Jordan Spieth's going to have a bounce-back year. I really do. Don't be surprised if Jordan wins a major. You're going to get him at great value because he's not going to be, he's not top 15 in the world. But also on the betting standpoint, we'll rarely have Scottie Scheffler on our card because you just can't win any money on him. I mean, if you want to go beat your chest at the office and say you picked Scottie Scheffler to win the golf tournament, well, good for you. You spend $100 to win $80. So, we look at it a little bit different when it comes to that. But I think there's going to be some guys that challenge him. I think these tour guys are tired of getting beat up, to be honest with you.
He is John Gerber at J Gerber PGA Pro. You can find him on Twitter. And now as we get into this, what I love about what you do, Gerb, is that you put out there your picks and you're honest about them, and you say, I hit here, I missed here. You put your record out there. When will you start? Like, what's the first tournament coming up here where you'll be like all in on these are the guys I like, and you do like your regular, your daily things, your head-to-heads? When will that happen?
Yeah, we'll start at Sony. January 15th is the first tournament. Normally we would start at Hyundai, but not having that tournament like we said. But we'll start at Sony. We didn't have a great year last year compared to our standards, but we start at the beginning of the year. Last week we're just under $2,000 net profit, which is not great for us, and a matchup record of 58, 28, and 5 for our matchup. So we're still going to hone in on matchup records, but we'll dial it in. We'll dial it in for Sony to start the year, and we'll continue to go all the way up until the end of the FedEx Cup.
You're the man, Gerb. Thanks so much, but appreciate the time. He is at Jay Gerber, PGA Pro. Find him there. All his picks he puts out there for free. Doesn't charge you, puts them out there for free, and he will track that. He'll tell you how he does. Gerb, have a great weekend, bud. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. That was John Gerber there. Coming up next, when I'm going to tell you, buckle up, because we have this guy on Morning Juice every week. Yeah, Highness. He'll join us next, offer betting advice on what to expect this weekend. We'll do that next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. The holidays are here, and if you've got a collector in your life, you have to check out Midwest Cards. Thousands of packs and boxes from Pokemon to every sport you can name. It's a full-on collector's dream. Plus, they have signed jerseys and memorabilia that'll make any fan go crazy. The variety is awesome, and the selection legendary. So swing by Midwest Cards today, grab an epic gift or even a gift card, and watch your favorite collector's face light up this holiday season. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, it's Anthony, and it's Happy Honda Days at your main Honda of Dublin. What am I going to give you? How about rates as low as 0%? You want no payments for 90 days? You got it. Do you have a trade-in? I'll make sure Rich gives you an extra $1,000 for your trade. Yep, an extra $1,000. Or I'll slide you right into a brand new Honda with leases starting from only $239 a month. Happy Honda Days right now at your main Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at yourmainhondaofdublin.com.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. We'll get you Highness on here shortly. Keep trying over there, okay? I texted him. We'll see. I'm telling you right now, he's in Arizona, so it's earlier out there. Thanks to John Gerber for joining us there. So you're a golfer, Dylan?
Oh, yeah, I love golf. Love watching, love playing, really love everything about it.
Where do you live?
I live in Sharon Heights, it's called. Little community right in between Clintonville and Old Worthington.
Okay. I'm only going to tell you this because there's a place that I've got a number for you, by the way, over there. Let me send this to you. I'm sorry. I'm going to send this over right now to Nathan.
Seeing how the sausage is made right now.
Yes, I'm still going on here. Nathan, I don't have your cell phone number, though, Nathan. That's a problem. How do you want to do this, Nathan? I've got a phone number.
Just type it on the document.
Okay, I'll put it in the document. Then we'll get them on. Anyway, so there's a place now that's opened up close to my house. And it is a indoor facility kind of thing.
Okay.
Which I know, look, indoor golf, I get it. That's the number right there. Say the number I got in the document's the one you got. Anyway, they just opened up. It's called Back Nine Golf. It's like Fishinger and Riverside Drive. And it's 24/7 access. So if you book a tee time there, you can go and play anytime.
That's pretty sweet.
24/7. I've been there a few times. It's nice. It is. I like that aspect of it. You can go in there and play anytime. And they've got all the normal courses and stuff. You know, you can play St. Andrews, you can play Pebble Beach, whatever. They also have the Muirfield, which is kind of cool.
Very cool.
Have you played Muirfield as a media member?
No, not yet. I actually worked there during college, and very funny story. We could have played there all the time, but I was working with the Columbus Clippers that summer as well, so I was usually busy at night.
Right.
The one day the Clippers had off that I got out there to play Muirfield, we were on the first tee, lightning strikes off the tee. Unfortunate.
So the what's interesting though is that I don't know if you know this or not, and I don't know if they still do. I think they still do it. But for the Masters every year, if you were covering the Masters, you could put your business card in a hat.
Yep, they still do it.
They still do it.
Yep.
Because I know, who's the guy from Channel 4? Matt Bards, I think, has played it a couple of times. I don't know if Tim May did it or not. But
I don't think Tim has. I think he would have. I would know that.
Yeah, you're right.
I would
Tim
know
May
that.
did, yeah. But yeah, it's a thing where they pull your name out on the Monday after. You can go play the Masters.
That's incredible.
What's the best golf course you ever played? What's the most, I should say best, because what's the golf course you've played that you've enjoyed the most?
I've been very fortunate to play some very cool golf courses. Actually, one that I probably enjoyed the most is called Peachtree Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
It is Augusta National's sister course, they call it. They call it Augusta's Twin. It's one of the older courses in America. It's a top 30 course in America per Golf Digest. Looks like Augusta, same kind of feel. Obviously, it's not Augusta, but it was very, very cool in Atlanta, Georgia. So that I had the opportunity to play out there, and I've actually played out there a couple of times, and it's unbelievable. Very cool.
So I played Pebble twice.
That's bucket list
stupid.
for sure.
No. Listen, it's bad. I have played Pebble twice, and I had no business playing Pebble. I'm not a good golfer. And I have I played it twice. The one time, it's funny because the first time I played, I've got all my friends are better golfers than me. I'm the worst golfer among my friends. Let me think. Yeah, I think I am. But the one was really good, and we go out to Pebble. He's like, "Oh, I want to play for the tips." I was like, "Okay, play for the tips, fine." Which is stupid. But how
many yards is that?
I don't remember what the number was. All I know is we get the first tee. My buddy hits his tee shot. It's great. Goes out there. And then I hit my tee shot. And the starter says, "Hey, you sure want to play for the tips?" Very humbling. Speaking of humbling, Your Highness, Chad joins us now. WeWinYouWin.com is where you can get his stuff. And I'm telling you, this guy, we have him every week on Morning Juice. Your Highness, it's usually video, which is great. We're not doing video today. Your Highness, good morning, my friend out there in Arizona. How are you today?
I'm doing fan-frickin-tastic. By the way, am I allowed to use adult language on this show, or is this a PG show?
It's probably PG.
All right, let's keep it tight and high to the vest then. Anyways, are we live?
Yes, we are live.
All right, so let me say this since we're live, because the kickoff here is in 20 minutes, the Penn State-Clemson game, and I got a play I really like for this game. So let's jump into this first, and then we can get over the rest of the stuff. So the key that a lot of people need to look into is the opt-outs and the transfer portals for these bowl games that don't necessarily mean a lot. Let me rip through some of the opt-outs and transfers for this game, and then it'll be pretty easy for you to understand which side of the game you should be on. So we have two starting quarterbacks and a defensive end for Penn State transferring out. We have a running back, tackle, end, safety, guard, offensive line, right tackle, left tackle, and tight end are all opting out, sitting out. Plus, there might be a running back sitting out. Obviously, we know Drew Atler, he's been out for the year, right? So they got a lot of issues. Plus, when we have an interim coach coaching bowl games, they only cover the spread about 43% of the time. Meanwhile, on the other side, Cade Klubnik's supposed to start. That's the starting quarterback for Clemson. I think Dabo has a little bit of chip on his shoulder because of the down season they had. They are going to miss about 27 players, Clemson is. Part of that is due to injury. But I love Clemson minus the 2.5 points. I think they come out and really put it on Penn State. I think Penn State is in this transition period with Matt Campbell coming in but not yet taking over the reins. A lot of the James Franklin guys are either opting out or sit out. I think you're going to see a shell of the Penn State team we've seen all season.
Great call early on here, Your Highness. It's nice to meet you, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Can we shift on over to the NFL games today? Is that all right with you?
Most certainly.
All right. I find this week's board a little tough out there as far as it goes NFL-wise because you've got some games that don't necessarily matter. You've got injuries. So what are you liking today? We've got Houston on the road taking on the Chargers. Then, of course, Baltimore at Green Bay with banged-up quarterbacks. So what are you liking in these games today?
Yeah, the first game is the only one I'm really going to put any weight in. Again, because of what are we playing for, injuries in the second game, there's a little bit of unknown. I think there's a little bit of guessing. But we have two very stout defenses in the Texans and the Chargers, and two quarterbacks that I think are being overvalued as far as their pass yards. So there's actually two props I like in this game, both involving both quarterbacks. Let me pull up the data here so I'll give you the exact numbers. But the Houston Texans are allowing to opposing quarterbacks on average only 176 passing yards. Now, we know Justin Herbert is on the higher end of passing yards for the league. But if we look at his numbers in the last, let's say, month, hold on, let me give you the right numbers. Let me pull it up real quick for you. Other than the monster game he had against Dallas, which we know Dallas is one of the worst pass defenses on the league, we're looking at 210 yards, 139, 151, 81 yards, 220, right? That's all we back. He doesn't get over 250 until we go back to the Colts game where he throw for 420. So I like the under for Justin Herbert at 211 for his passing yards. On the flip side, the Chargers as a defense only allow 179 passing yards to the opposing quarterback. And Stroud does not have the same kind of passing prowess that Herbert has. He does have that great connection with Nico Collins. That would be the one thing that scares me if Nico breaks off a couple big ones. But if we're looking at this is an up and down with Stroud. We got 187, but then at Arizona he put 260 up, but then back down to 203 against. So basically, if I'm looking at it, I won't bore you with the whole schedule. If he plays a good defense, we're looking under 230, 220. If he plays a bad defense, he puts up big numbers. So I like both quarterbacks, and his numbers at 220, 221 and a half. I like both quarterbacks under. The other thing, as far as a team or a side, is just kind of looking at trends. Both these teams trend to go under in the first half. So both teams are identical, 6-9, meaning 6 overs, 9 unders in the first half of this season. I believe the line is around 19.5. I like to keep kind of under 3 touchdowns, but that would be my lean, would be go under in the first half of this game as well.
All right, let me ask you about a specific player in this game, and it's fine if you don't have a feel on it, but just curious because fantasy football championships are being won and lost this weekend.
All right.
Aronde Gadsden, this guy was hot to start the year. He's cooled off significantly since. Do you have a feel on this guy today?
Let me look in the moment. Let's see if we can. I don't off the cuff no, but let's see if I can pull up his numbers real quick, look at it, and see if I can give you kind of in the moment here. Give me 1 second here. I know this doesn't make for great radio.
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
Finding him on my phone is the problem. Yeah, there he is. Okay, tight end. All right, so the number one thing, and this is just a general tip for all fantasy football players out there. When it comes to receiving, especially if you're in a PPR league, I don't look so much at the actual receptions. I want to look more at targets. So give me the guy that's getting a lot of targets. If he's getting 10 to 12 targets but is only catching 4 or 5 balls, I think we have a lot more upside than the guy that's only getting 3 catches but only 3 targets. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So if we look at just targets alone, he only had 1 target for 1 catch. That's a little bit of a down game against Dallas. A little bit of that has to do with the fact that I think they were up so much, right? I think the game script kind of dictated that. Against Kansas City at 5-4. if you're into trends, he's the roller coaster guy. Good game, bad game, good game, bad game, good game, bad game. If you follow that motto, then he should have a good game. What are your other options other than Gadsden?
I'm looking at Dalton Kincaid and Darren Waller versus Gadsden here.
Yes, Kincaid. Give me 1 second. I have this somewhere else. There's an incentive for Dalton Kincaid, I believe, that he needs to hit. Hold on.
He's like a contract incentive you're talking about?
Yeah. I think I posted this. It was one of the – I'm sorry, no, it was Knox. Sorry, I got my Buffalo tight ends. Knox needs one catch, hits another incentive, 37 yards, hits another incentive, or one touchdown for Knox. All three of those metrics would hit him another incentive. So keep note of that maybe. Some other incentives. Do you guys care about players' incentives? I think these matter. Okay. So
absolutely.
Maybe some of your fantasy football players that would be effective. Stephon Diggs needs to hit 4 catches, would trigger basically everything I list is going to trigger the next bonus for them. It's like 129, so let's just call it 130 yards receiving. Keenan Allen needs 7 more catches. Sterling Shepard needs 1 catch and about 30 more yards. Hunter Henry needs 3 more catches. Mac Howland needs 4 more catches. I just went over Dawson Knox, but it's 1 catch will trigger, 37 yards would trigger, and 1 touchdown would trigger 3 different incentive bonuses he has. Juwan Jennings needs about 34, 35 more yards, and Shakir, the wide receiver for Buffalo, needs a touchdown. So there's a lot of Buffalo and New England players is what I'm seeing in there, right? Diggs, Henry, Hollins, Knox, Shakir, for Buffalo. In my running backs, Rico Dowell needs about 70 yards from scrimmage, regardless, passing, receiving, rushing. Hunt, same thing. Kareem Hunt for Kansas City needs about 70 more yards. And Tony Pollard needs 150 rushing yards or 2 rushing touchdowns. Either one of those would trigger an incentive.
How do we get your podcast? Tell everybody about that.
YouTube, you can go the @ Shut Up and Bet. We do a live show at least Mondays and Wednesdays for sure. That does air at 4:20 Eastern time. I handle all the 5 p.m. Eastern start times or later. So if you're one of those people that works till 5 o'clock and you don't have time to kind of look through stuff, tune in. It's usually I try to keep it less than a half an hour, but I go through all the this season we're going through all the hockey games. On Monday we do Monday Night Football. Wednesday we'll handle college basketball and hockey. For those listening, maybe first time tuning in, hockey is my number 1 sport. I know we went over on the radio show last week, I guess, as far as the end in numbers, but hockey is my number 1 sport. I run about a 10% ROI. College football would be number 2 at about an 8.7 ROI, and college basketball is my 3rd best sport, is just a touch under 7, 6.95 return on investment.
Your transparency is awesome. We appreciate that. WeWinYouWin.com. Your Highness, thanks so much, bud. We'll talk again next week.
Yeah, and let's go Tigers. I need Clemson to cover. All right, there we go. Bye, guys.
See you later. He's the best. And when we have him on Morning Juice, and we'll have him on, I'm guessing next week on Thursday, we'll have him on. But he's the best. Go follow him. But also be open-minded. That's all I'm going to say. Coming up next, look, we have Dylan Tryer on the show. We got to lean on CBJ knowledge for that next.
Let's do it.
Morning. I almost said Morning Juice there. I didn't say it, though. I almost did there, Nate. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of cute. Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in his tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair. Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth?
What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile.
Including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Make your list, check it twice, and shop smart this holiday season. Open a Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and add some jingle to your wallet with $150 cash back after your first $1,500 spent within 90 days. Apply at Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 12/31/25.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Everyone deserves a great car, regardless of credit. At Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall, we say yes to all credit types. Explore our selection, get financed in minutes, and own the road. Stop in today or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Brighten up your home with help from Menards. Illuminate your home with LED light bulbs from Fight Electric. They provide light that lasts with a rated life of over 10,000 hours. Don't wait to finish your projects. Save big money on Fight Electric LED light bulbs now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, on every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Your credit doesn't define your ride. Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall approves all credit types, good, bad, or rebuilding. Get behind the wheel today. Call 614-861-7150 or apply online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan. Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
It's Tito, it's Dylan Tryer, it's Nathan. Thank you to you, Highness and John Gerber joining us here in the last hour. I'm curious, Dylan, and we'll talk more Jackets next segment. because we're up against it because I'm late and Fish will fire me for that. Or maybe just reprimand me. I'm not sure. Anyway, but if I would have asked you in October, early October, what are the chances of Jackets making the playoffs? And I ask you now again, what are the chances of the Jackets making the playoffs? How different is your answer?
I mean, it's definitely, I'm still optimistic about it.
Okay.
Before the season, I would have said it's probably 50-50 they make the playoffs just because.
Before the season, you would say 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 because I thought this year would go very similarly to how last season went.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the record, the Blue Jackets are in pretty much the same spot as they were at this point last season. They're in last place right now in their division.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, they're 6 points out of the playoffs.
Are they last of the conference still or not?
Yes, they are last in the Eastern Conference right now. And they are 6 points out of a playoff spot. So,
close, but
yes.
Lots of.
Yes. So that is the good thing about the NHL right now is that it is so tightly packed, and the Blue Jackets are benefiting from how tightly packed the standings in the NHL are, that all you need to do is go on a little bit of a run, and you're right back in the mix. So that's what the Blue Jackets hope will happen to them. So, with that in mind, I'd still probably put the playoffs around the same spot. If you want to look at how likely it is mathematically, it's probably less than the amount of belief that I have, but the Blue Jackets really haven't had that where they've gone on a run yet this season, and it always happens that you go on a run at some point in the season. So the Blue Jackets, assuming they get back into this thing, they have 3 games in hand on the New York Rangers, who are the first team out of the playoffs right now. So if the Blue Jackets, win 5 of 7, 5 of 8, they're going to be right back in this thing. So that's really all it takes to get back into it. So I'm not necessarily discouraged compared to where I was early in the season.
Are you still 50-50?
Yeah, I'd put it around there at 50-50. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part. I think that they are playing. I think they are playing about where I thought they would be. It's just the fact that the Eastern Conference, there's a lot of teams left to climb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that I'm not like, if you look at it, so if I would ask you October, Jackets last in the East, you'd be like, oh, there's no way. That's awful. But if you look at the big picture, yes, last in the East, but it's not last. It's not like an awful last. It's like last, but really close.
It's extremely close.
Yeah.
And, when you look at the other side of things, the Chicago Blackhawks have 32 points in the Western Conference. Vancouver has 33. Winnipeg has 33. Calgary has 34. Blue Jackets are much better off than where those teams are right now. I probably would have said I would have expected the Blue Jackets to start a little bit better.
Yep.
But they've had some injury stuff in the last month or so. They've had some goaltending stuff in the last month or so. So that run hasn't happened yet is, again, what I'm talking about. So I fully expect it to happen at some point in the next month or two, and the Blue Jackets be, right on the cusp of making things interesting. What you're talking about is they don't necessarily control their own destiny right now. Still relatively early on in the season, but you have teams ahead of you that need to lose some games. Yeah.
Coming next, final out of the program. We can call up what's going on in sports right now. We'll talk more Jackets. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Put a new sound on an old song. This season at Lion's Den, the official store of pleasure, passion, and romance.
Toyotathon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new Toyota, like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through January 5th, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys, or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $269 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details, or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Puterwalder, Sports Update. There is officially a new Michigan man. Last night, the University of Michigan officially announced former Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham as their next head football coach. Whittingham's deal is reportedly for 5 years, averaging $8.2 million a year. Whittingham will not coach Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl against Nebraska on New Year's Eve, leaving immediately to work with Michigan. Plenty of college football today. Notable bowl games include Penn State versus Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl at noon, Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl at 3:30, Miami of Ohio and Fresno State in the Snoop Dogg Bowl at 4:30, and Virginia and Missouri tonight in the Gator Bowl. In the NFL, Houston visits the Chargers at 4:30, and Baltimore heads to Green Bay this evening. The Packers will be without starting quarterback Jordan Love due to a concussion. And in the NBA, the Cavs return to the court tonight. They're out in Houston to take on the Rockets. Breaking sports news, what happens on the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
It is Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Dylan Tryer. Nate over there on the update. Final out of the program. East Carolina has a 3-0 lead on Pittsburgh right now in the Go Bowling Military Bowl. Midway through the second quarter. Penn State, Clemson kicking off now. Have they kicked off yet?
They're just running onto the field.
All right.
I asked Dylan something real quick.
Good,
so this is the first show Dylan and I have done together since the summer. When you heard James Franklin was fired, did you immediately flash back to all the debates we had over the summer about Penn State?
Yeah, 100%. I thought about that so much. Very funny.
You guys debated that?
Funny. Oh, we talked about James Franklin so much over the summer.
We talked about how everyone was gassing up Penn State like pretty much every week of the summer, and then that happened. We're like, this was all we talked about.
Yeah, the James Franklin thing's fascinating to me. Sometimes it's going to be interesting with Penn State. I think Matt Campbell's a good hire. I think Penn State and Michigan both are about in as good a spots as they could have anticipated being in. From the standpoint of Penn State wanted other coaches. They did. They were hoping, I think, for Matt Rule. They were hoping for, maybe Kiffin at some point. They were hoping somebody like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't get Cignetti. They were hoping for Kurt Cignetti from Indiana. They were hoping those guys would want to be Penn State's head coach, and they weren't. They all re-upped. Clark Lee and Vanderbilt re-upped. All these different guys they thought they could get. Even the guy at BYU, Sataki, he re-upped. So these guys they swung and missed on. Matt Campbell's not an awful backup plan.
No, not at all.
I thought they would have less than Matt Campbell.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I thought Michigan would have less than Whittingham.
That's a fascinating one to me because the name brand of Michigan, I think, carries more weight than Penn State does. That job probably carries more weight than Penn State does. I would agree with you in that at this point in the cycle, I don't know what they could have done besides trying to throw just an astronomical amount of money at somebody to lure them away from somewhere. So I would agree with you in that sense, yeah.
So I think it's best case scenario right now for Michigan.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear the name Kyle Whittingham, and you might as well say to me, they hired Kirk Ferentz.
He's an old guy. He's
an old guy who wins 9 games a year.
Right.
I guess that's what you need right now.
Yeah, the funny thing about all this is that James Franklin going to Virginia Tech, I think he'll just go full Kyle Whittingham at Virginia Tech and make that program pretty relevant.
Right.
And then it's okay, does James Franklin elevate his stature again to get a job like a Michigan job if that were to open up? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Look, his ceiling is 9 to 10 wins.
Yeah.
Playoff once in a while.
Yes.
Right? That's his ceiling. I think he'll get that. I think that I do think Vatek will be in a playoff with James Franklin.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure, yeah.
100%.
Okay.
They can easily be a top 16 team.
Right. Yesterday in college football, Northwestern over Central Michigan 34-7. Minnesota beats New Mexico in overtime 20-17. UTSA over Florida International 57-20. We all those games going right now. Pittsburgh, East Carolina. We told you East Carolina leads 7-0. Penn State, Clemson kicking off now. UConn Army at 2:15 in the Fenway Bowl. Georgia Tech BYU at 3:30 in the Camping World Stadium. Was a Pop-Tarts Bowl. Miami, Ohio, Fresno State, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. What else do we have here? Good Lord, there's a lot going on. North Texas, San Diego State, Virginia, Missouri, LSU, Houston in the Kinder's Texas Bowl for that one. Virginia, Missouri's in the Gator Bowl. I know it's called the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, but it's a Gator Bowl to me. Anyway, NFL today as well, which is going to be fun. We've got a couple of intriguing games in the NFL, and quarterbacks are being injured, but whatever. Houston plays LA, the Chargers in LA at 4:30, Baltimore and Green Bay at 8 o'clock tonight, and both those teams will have backup quarterbacks playing for them. So with Lamar Jackson out, and he's doubtful now, he'll be out. Jordan Love is already ruled out. Malik Willis is going to play for Green Bay. Baltimore will probably have Huntley out there playing quarterback for them. So that'll be going on this evening. Ohio State men play Rutgers on the road next Friday. Lenardi has them as 11 seed in the play-in game. 19th ranked OSU women host number 4 UCLA on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Cavs at the Rockets tonight at 8 o'clock. CBJ hosts the Islanders 5 o'clock on Sunday. And I want to talk about the CBJ because Dylan Tryer's to my right. And so I want to get insider knowledge as much as I can.
Let's do it.
By the way, the insider knowledge, just so you know, Nate, as a precursor on this one, whatever he tells me, I will probably regurgitate on Monday on Morning Juice.
I have no doubt.
So it will probably save me a segment. I will not credit him because I'm not professional. I will just act like it's stuff I know. I'll say someone told me or an insider told me, something like sources have told me. I'll do that. That's what I'll do. The Jackets right now, do you think they are happy, Dylan, with the goaltending production?
I think they're happy with half the goaltending production. I would say Elvis Merzlikins has left a lot to be desired this season. They really liked what they were getting out of Elvis early on this year. He and Jet Greaves were in a literally game-for-game rotation.
Right.
Head coach Dean Evison still won't admit that it was a goaltending rotation. He says that's just how it played out because the Blue Jackets approach things one game at a time, but they did alternate starts for the beginning of this season, and it worked out well. Elvis since has faltered a little bit. I think Jet Greaves has certainly been the better of the two goaltenders. He's been, if you look at some of the basic statistics, a top 15 goaltender in the NHL this season. If you look at some of the more underlying numbers, he's been, a top 10 or so goaltender in the NHL this season.
You think Jet's been a top 10?
If you look at some of the underlying analytics behind Jet Greaves,
right.
Yes. I like Jet Greaves. I like Jet Greaves a lot. I think the Blue Jackets could stand to strengthen their tandem. Obviously, it's a hard position right now with Elvis Merzlikins' contract, and I think Don Waddell has shown a lot of belief in Elvis Merzlikins, too, in that he thinks Elvis can refine the form that Elvis showed years ago now.
Right.
Hasn't quite been able to do it this season. I've got to think it's a confidence thing with Elvis right now. I would love to see him bounce back because he's got all the talent in the world, but it's been a struggle for him this year. I think the Blue Jackets certainly would have more wins on their record if Elvis hadn't had some of his struggles at points this season. But on top of that, the Blue Jackets do have to be better defensively in front of both their goaltenders, which is something the head coach has talked about.
Okay, you say
Merzlikins
has more talent than he's shown.
Absolutely.
Okay. Same for Chinnikov?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So how do we, I don't want to say, blame's not the right word. So I'm not saying blame. But why is it we've got two guys like that who you and I both agree, very talented, more talent than they've showed. Why haven't they showed it?
I mean, that's the age-old question for everybody across sports, right? But for me, when it comes to a player like that, it has to do with where you are mentally and where you are confidence-wise. Because, Yegor Chinnikov was in a spot last year. And let's not act like Yegor Chinnikov has been a complete stud throughout his NHL career. He's been a very streaky player in his NHL career.
Yes.
He's shown flashes. With him, I think it's a big confidence thing. Like when he is shooting the puck, making decisive decisions.
Right.
Like that is when he is at his best. And this year he just hasn't looked comfortable in doing that. And with Elvis, I just have to rely on it being a confidence thing because I think back to Elvis Merzlikins' rookie year when he was at that point
everything.
He was a top 5 goalie in the NHL, and he had that swagger. He was proving it was that chip on the shoulder, me against the world mentality. And he just hasn't necessarily had that since. I think back to some of the situations he was in. He was in, a goaltending battle. Let's figure out who's the number one between you and Jonas Korpisalo. He's been given the number one job. This year, he's kind of had to fight to be the number one at times this season, and it hasn't quite worked for him. So, I mean, I just think it has to be that confidence for Elvis Merzlikins, and man, it's very tough, right? But if he can string a couple of starts together and try and get that back and find a little mojo, I feel like the Blue Jackets are going to be in a great spot with their goaltending, but we just haven't seen that from him.
That's the part that's tough. Is that you mentioned confidence. Okay, so if you say confidence, that tells me it's player, not coach, not organization. You know what I mean? It's like it's because sometimes you can say, it's the coach's fault, not using the right way, whatever it is. But if you say it's confidence, that tells me it's player.
Yeah.
And it's more between the ears of Chinnikov and maybe between the ears of Elvis, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I would have to go with this because they've both been given opportunities by the coaching staff, right? Like, Chinnikov has played in the top 6 this season.
Yes.
He's been given the opportunities, and he hasn't been able to seize it. And as somebody that was frustrated because I think Chinnikov can be a tremendous player in the NHL. How many guys are the fastest skater on their team and shoot the puck the hardest on their team? Not that many guys. He's got all the talent in the world, but he started in the bottom 6 this season, didn't look great. Then he got an opportunity to play a little bit more in the bottom 6, a few more minutes, and he started to produce. You were starting to see it. And then, he didn't go up the lineup at that point, which I was a little bit frustrated by then. I was like, let's give this guy an opportunity. Didn't quite earn the opportunity. He has, though, been granted that opportunity since and hasn't necessarily seized it. So that's the frustrating thing for me there. Okay, they've kind of done both the things where, hey, we want to see you work for it. Okay, we're going to now put you there to see if this unlocks you. Neither has really worked for him. Merzlikins, I mean, a goaltender's a goaltender. He's played a good amount of games this season. So, I mean, I just think that one, it's that the coaching can't affect what the goaltender does, in my opinion.
What's going to bother about Chinnikov is that the Jackets are going to trade him, and they will get less than he's worth because he'll be better. I really feel like he'll be better somewhere else.
On repeat, many Blue Jackets.
I know. Trades. I'm just saying, though. I think, though. Look, I think, Nate, that they're going to trade him. They might get 80 cents on the dollar, but that dollar is going to end up paying off somewhere else. Like, I think that he will end up being better, and of no fault of the Jackets, like you mentioned, the confidence thing. I think somewhere it's going to click for him. It probably won't be here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we have half of the season remaining this year. A few days off for Christmas here, potentially a reset for some of these guys. The Blue Jackets have shuffled their lines a lot over the course of the past month, maybe find a little bit of something. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie and say some guys just need a change of scenery and perform better once the scenery has changed. Maybe Chinakhov is one of those guys. I would love to see it happen with the Blue Jackets, though, because if he were able to, and he's dealt with a lot of injury in his career too. That's been something. But it would not surprise me to see Yegor Chinakhov become a 30-goal scorer in the NHL at some point in his career.
Who was the guy from the Jackets who went in the expansion draft that did really well somewhere else?
William Karlsson.
Karlsson, right? Like Karlsson was, he was like, I could see something like that happen. Not saying expansion team because I'm saying like go somewhere else and be great.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising at all because he's got tremendous pedigree. He's a former first-round pick by the Blue Jackets. He was, I believe, the Rookie of the Year in Russia before he came over to the United States. So the guy has got the pedigree, most certainly.
And we talk about him because goalies I can't figure out. Goalies are prima donnas. Goalies are head cases. Goalies are whatever.
Well, that's when you're asking me about Elvis Merzlikins and how you can fix that. I have no idea. The coaches don't know because that's like NHL coaches, head coaches always talk about that with the goalies. They're like, we don't really know.
You can't. Look, the Jackets have got a bad track record, by the way, of paying goalies a lot of money that don't pan out. Who? Swiss cheese Steve Mason.
Okay,
that was one. There was no. I'm trying to think who else. There was. I had another one on my tip of the. But Steve Mason, what I always go to. Like as far as a guy, like he had a few good games, looked good for half a season. It's like, oh, let's give him a lot of money, and it doesn't pan out. Am I missing somebody over there, Nate? Do you think of somebody?
I'm sure there is.
Who was? Okay. Anyway, the fact that Dylan challenged me on that makes me uncomfortable. Nonetheless, because I don't have another, but I know there's another name out there I want to say, but I can't think what it was. Coming up next, a lot can be decided this weekend, much to the dismay of the NFL. We'll talk about that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in his tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Bring more party to your New Year's Eve and game day gatherings with Meijer. Save big on celebration staples like extra large avocados, now only 99 cents each. Specialty charcuterie meats are buy one, get one 30% off. 12 packs of select Coca-Cola and Pepsi products are buy two, get one free. Plus deposit where applicable. And Meijer potato and tortilla chips are 3 for $6 when you buy 3 or more. Bring more good to your holiday and game day festivities with Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Chronic pain can make life feel impossible, but at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough that's giving people real hope. Stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
That's Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
Been around for about 30 years in Europe. Now it's really taken a real foothold. People are tired of just using pills that really cover everything up and they don't really heal.
This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response.
It's about giving hope, right? That there are options.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Your first treatment is only $49. Call for your consultation here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics. 380-208-4544.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD
at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Don't let credit hold you back. Capital Florida Columbus and Whitehall welcomes all credit types with open arms. Find your dream ride and get approved fast. Call 614-861-7150 or on the web at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
All month long at Twin Peaks, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Your credit, your car, our promise. At Capital Florida Columbus and Whitehall, we approve all credit types. Perfect, challenged, or none. Drive off today with easy financing. Visit today or online at capitalfloridacolumbus.com.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are looking at mostly cloudy skies and some colder temperatures here for your Saturday with highs only in the mid-40s this afternoon. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking a nice warm-up as we get highs back into the lower 60s here as we head into your Sunday evening. But that is ahead of our next weather maker that will bring us some big changes. Showers and storms likely here as we head into Sunday night into early Monday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Annoying local person. I'm the annoying. Dylan's not. Nathan's not. I'm Tito. Thanks for coming in.
Being
Appreciate
annoying is like a right, though, especially when it comes to sports radio.
Yeah.
Like, if you're the annoying guy, people are listening.
I have relegated myself, Dylan, to what I say now is I don't care what you say about me as long as it's about me. That's kind of a Fall Out Boy reference there. I don't care what you think about me as long as it's about me, whatever it is. I'm just saying that's where I'm at now. So
I respect the hell out of that.
That's fine. It's like that's where. But honestly, because that's the easiest thing for me to attain. Because I can't be good enough for people to like me, so I'm just gonna be what I am, and I will say if you hate me, I'm okay with it.
Respect.
I appreciate that.
The worst thing is indifference.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Give me the death threats. It's fine. Not really. Anyway, NFL. We've got a couple of games going on today. We talked about it earlier. Houston plays L.A. at 4:30. The Chargers in L.A. Baltimore's at Green Bay at 8 o'clock. The NFL, Dylan, sets it up to where they wait until after all this week's games, week 17, when it's all done. Then they set the week 18 times. The schedule's set up, but as far as like game times go. Mm-hmm. And they want to make sure.
Should do that every week, by the way.
I'd be great with that. Good Lord. I would be great with that. But what they do for week 18 then is they want to make sure that the Sunday night game has playoff implications. There's a chance this year it won't happen. There's a chance everything could be decided after this week. Now, there's a lot of things that have to happen, but it could be to the point where nothing matters in week 18. which would be hell for the NFL. I didn't mean to rhyme it that way like a WWF thing, but it could be hell for the NFL. So lots of, like, for instance, Green Bay, if they beat Baltimore, the AFC North is locked in for Pittsburgh. And then no matter what happens, Pittsburgh-Baltimore means nothing on Sunday night. Things like that can happen. Because all of the NFC teams, by the way, are already set. The NFC playoff teams are set. They've already figured out who's eliminated, who's still in. That's all. Now, there's some seeding things that come into play. But by and large, though, the whole seeding for the NFL, for the NFC, is already set because of that loss by the Lions, an inexplicable loss by the Lions to the Vikings on Christmas Day. So,
well, that's the thing, right? The two massive results in the NFC North are kind of setting up this meaningless finish. It's the Bears coming back to beat the Packers in overtime, and then the Lions losing that game to the Vikings, because you would have had a natural, massive game in Week 18 between the Bears and the Lions to potentially get into the playoffs, depending on what happened in those games. And now, even so, had the Lions beat the Vikings, you still would have had that play-in game for the Lions against the Bears Week 18 in all likelihood. So that's really what does it in. The Lions losing that game to the Vikings.
In the NFC South, Buccaneers and Panthers are still playing for their spot. The winner gets in. The winner of the division gets in. The loser is gone and out. And so that's where another thing could come into play tomorrow. Where, like, if Carolina, on Sunday, I say, if Carolina beats Seattle, they will clinch that spot, and that would make the Carolina-Tampa Bay game in Week 18 meaningless because Carolina's already in. In the AFC right now, there are the Ravens Steelers are going for the AFC North title. The Colts and Texans going for the other wild card spot because the Ravens cannot win that spot right there. So there's all kinds of things that happen that would make this Week 18 meaningless. I like what the NFL's doing. I get it. I'm glad the fact that they have these divisional games the last week of the season for sure. I love that part of it. This could backfire, though. Not the worst thing. Like the Steelers, if the Ravens lose tomorrow to Green Bay, the Steelers are going to rest their starters, aren't they? Against the Browns? You would think they're going to sit Rodgers. Metcalf's already sat himself because he punched a fan. But T.J. Watt's not playing this weekend anyway, so it seems to me like it'd be smart. It's always interesting to me to see who rests their starters, who does what. The Raiders are in a pissing match with Max Crosby because Crosby wanted to play, and the Raiders said, you're not playing. He could be on the outs there, but I hope there's one meaningful game in Week 18 they can put back down there.
You would certainly hope so, right? You would certainly hope so.
But I don't want it to be Panthers and Buccaneers.
Is it too small a sample size yet, or is just the Week 18 thing, it's just a bad idea that is resulting in bad football?
I don't think so. I don't think it's bad.
There's been a lot of bad football the last couple of weeks.
Well, there has been.
How much of a result of that is these quarterback injuries? Which, I mean, you might just argue, hey, the season's too long. These quarterbacks are getting hurt. But I mean, we've seen. Feels like some of these quarterback injuries we've seen are worse than they've been. I mean, we're on third-string quarterback. 3 third-string quarterbacks started on Christmas.
You can't go 22 games plus preseason. Like, your body just can't handle it.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot.
So that means you guys are both not in favor of adding another week.
No, give me as many games as possible.
You'll do it.
Oh,
yes.
I love football. I mean, give me as many games as possible. College football playoff, give me as many games as possible. I just love watching football.
It's like the idea of, should we make the college playoffs like 32 teams? No, it's bad football at that point.
Okay. But at the beginning of the season, I mean, you could make a similar argument without the preseason. The football at the beginning of the season could be completely horrible if we're going to cut down on the preseason.
In 1977, you had a 14-game, I think 1976, but a 14-game schedule in the NFL, but they played 6 preseason games. There's no way in hell, if I told you they're going to play 20 games, you'd want 6 preseason.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Okay.
6 preseason games is absurd.
Okay. So it's 6. And by the way, stars were playing. Like, you'd have Walter Payton rush for 100 yards in a preseason game.
Absurd.
Okay. So if I tell you they're going to play 20 games, you would want 2 preseason, 18 regular season, right?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe 3 and 17. So you have like a week.
Which where they're now. They're 3 and 17.
You need to add. I wouldn't mind even if they added another bye week right now, to be honest with you.
I'd be okay with that too. Yes. I'd be fine with that. But
Because some of these teams that get the early the week 5 bye,
yes,
and you have to play the rest of the season. That's craziness.
Here's what I would do if I had the NFL. They won't do it because they don't listen to Tito, believe it or not. Here's what I would do, though. I would make, like, week 14 a league-wide bye and seed to college football. And tell college football ahead of time, this week right here, we are doing nothing. You can own the week. You can have Saturday games, Sunday games, and a Monday game if you want to. Whatever the week is. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's like after Thanksgiving.
Just make it conference championship week. Something
do
like
that too. I'm saying, like, say, you know what?
First round of the playoffs.
Whatever it's going to be, just say, you know what? We are not going to have any college football games anywhere this week. And we're going to let it go to college football, high school football, whatever we're going to do, high school football playoffs, whatever. Just say, we give up this week to you.
Make it the same week the trade deadline is.
Do that too. Just
say,
do it that way.
Nobody plays this week. Yeah. Get your trade deadline. Or the trade deadline is the end of the day, Sunday or whatever it is. Movement. There's still chatter about the NFL. I don't mind that.
I hope you enjoyed hearing Dylan and myself and Nathan speak, because next segment, we won't talk much. Tim May is going to join us. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
These savings are so good. Right now, get low lease payments on every model, like a new 2026 Elantra SE for just $119 a month for 24 months. Plus, get owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Go now. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus taxes, fees, first month payment, 12K miles per year, ends 1/2/26.
Do you hate holiday pictures because of your teeth? What if a brand new smile was possible?
No matter what the current state of your mouth.
Welcome to Runyon Dental Group, home of the Implant and Smile Center,
where gorgeous, healthy smiles become a reality.
At Runyon, we've built a team of some of the most highly trained arch and implant doctors in the entire nation. This isn't an ordinary dental practice.
We believe that everyone can have a great smile,
including you, especially you. Your new smile is waiting at Runyon Dental Group.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
We head out of the Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Tim May is going to join us, host of the Tim May podcast featuring Clay Hall on Fan Spring Sports. Tim, in that bounce back here, we came in with about skating and the Jackets. Can you ice skate?
No, cannot. I don't think my feet match. You know what I mean?
They don't match.
I tried roller skating. No, I'm just joking. I tried roller skating. Never. I could push off with one foot, but not two. So I'd go around the rink pushing with one foot. This is back in Lufkin, Texas, and I gave it up because I didn't want to die. Tried snow skiing. I could go straight down the hill, but I couldn't turn. And I think I got 2 concussions snow skiing. You know, this is back before concussions weren't a thing.
You got your bell rung.
Yeah, I was at Holiday Valley in western New York, and we were having a great time. And I'm coming down this hill, and the end of the hill is coming toward me rapidly. I'm talking about, look, Jean-Claude Keely style, and actually more like that Johnson guy that won the downhill for the U.S. way back when. And finally, I decided to go do a little edge stop, and I caught, you know what they call high siding on a motorcycle, which, by the way, I've done too. You know what they call high siding on a motor? That's exactly what I did. I think I flew in the air about maybe 100 feet and landed, and things were a blur there for the next 24 hours.
Is the Michigan hire a good hire?
Yeah, I think it is. It's exactly what they needed. Not old school. I wouldn't call Kyle Whittingham old school. I would call him good school in the sense that he's a incredibly solid head football coach, meaning he's proven he can run a program and run it with aplomb. Has he won a national championship? No. Is he going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame as a coach? Yes. Well, I'll say that probably. You got to always put a probably on there, but I think my point is he knows what a solid program, good program, clean program looks like, and I'm sure we'll be able to hire coaches that fit what he wants up there. And he's 66 years old. 5 years gets him to 71, which is my age right now. By golly, I could sure run a football program, but I digress. Bottom line is he knows what NIL is all about. He knows how you put things together. But the main thing is he's never heard much about him being anything other than a straight shooter and a clean runner of a program. So, yeah, I think he's exactly what they needed at this moment in time. That's why I know people were jumping because I kept saying Brian Kelly. The only reason I like Brian Kelly is because he ran Notre Dame for a long time, didn't get the brass ring but got close to it, and went to LSU with the dream of finally getting that. And then sometimes things just don't fit. We knew he wasn't a fit from his first press conference down there. But the bottom line is, he would have gone a long ways toward keeping Bryce Underwood happy if, in fact, that is their quarterback of the future. I think there's some debate about that. But yeah, Kyle Whittingham is a no-nonsense kind of dude, and I think that's exactly what you need up there.
Hey, Tim, it's Dylan. Good to chat with you. Talking a little bit more about Kyle Whittingham, I think the way a lot of people have discussed this guy and kind of what you have said is he's no nonsense. He's a foundational guy. He's a guy that can get the Michigan program back on track. But is there more to Kyle Whittingham than just that? Like, can this guy win a national championship there, do you think?
Who knows? But you know what? There's only 3 guys coaching in college football right now that have. So, what pool? That's a very small pool, and I don't think Ryan Day's leaving Ohio State to go to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Smart would be a fish out of water at Michigan. Well, maybe not. I think Kirby Smart's a hell of a football coach. And, of course, our boy Dabo Swinney down at Clemson. It was funny when I said there were only 2 coaches several months ago. Paul Keels corrected me. There's Dabo Swinney. I'd forgotten about how good he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so who knows, man? Who's won one except maybe at the lower echelons, meaning FCS, et cetera. And obviously Michigan didn't want to go that route like Indiana did. And turns out Kirk Cignetti was a hell of a hire. You know why? Because he's a hell of a head coach. He's sure of himself. Anybody around him knows that. But he knows what a program, how to build a program. A lot of guys. That's why this idea that and every coordinator's got to end up being a head coach in some form or fashion, but before they really make the big jump. And this is not by any means a derogatory comment meant for like a Brian Hartline or something. But Michigan needed a guy who's been a head coach before, who knows what a program looks like from the bottom up, and has dealt with the NIL, transfer portal, and all those other headaches that come with being a head coach now. And so that's why I like Kyle Whittingham. Whether he grabs a brass ring or not, who knows? If Michigan had beaten Ohio State this year, there's a good chance they would have made the college football playoff. We're not talking about inheriting, like a YouTube where you find this old bulldozer out in the back of a pasture with weeds growing up through it. This is a program that won a national championship 2 years ago, and just needs a good flush.
So, Tim, Ohio State, I know they're back at it practicing. There's some media availability and things like that. What is it you've been looking for or curious about with the practices regarding this Ohio State team?
Well, Ryan Day made the point earlier, and I'm paraphrasing, but there was I don't know if you call it a slide, but maybe a little bit of a dip in terms of technicalities, technique, fundamentals, etc., that maybe caught up with them in that game against Indiana when they had just won, beating Michigan for the first time in this decade. Of course, there was euphoria after a win like that. All the pressure that was involved for players and coaches, and maybe they let slide just barely some of those fine points that make or break you in a game. And, one missed block here and the whole offensive line looks bad, right? It's right on down the line. So there's been a rededication to basically for want of another term, the fundamentals, the techniques, et cetera, that got you where you are, because this is in auto racing terms, this is a fine collection of parts. But if the parts aren't all clicking, it's just a bunch of parts. And by that, I mean everybody doing their job, et cetera. And I mean, I'm probably being over the top on it because they got beat by 3 points by Indiana, not 30. Indiana didn't beat Ohio State like it beat Oregon. Let's put it that way. So, but you lose out on those little fine things that make a huge difference in a ball game. That's what I think Ryan Day felt they did against Indiana. And he said both scheme, which means coaching at certain points, but also execution by the players. And so that's what they've been harping on through this break, and we'll see if it pays off for them.
We saw this in the Indiana game, Tim, but obviously I think a big way, maybe the only way to beat Ohio State this season is an elite pass rush and putting Julian Sayin under pressure. Miami has a guy in Ruben Bain that can do exactly that. How big a point of emphasis is quieting down Ruben Bain right now for the Ohio State offensive line?
Well, I heard through the grapevine that Ohio State said, "Hey, just let him go, man. Who cares?" Of course, Dylan, I'm being smart aleck. Of course, it's huge, man. I mean, if they can protect, and I'll stake my name and reputation on this, which probably ain't worth much except from the Tim May show featuring Clay Hall. But if they could protect, they could throw the ball on Miami. I mean, I got asked a couple of weeks ago and talked about it on some of the shows I co-hosted there, that I thought Ohio State was a good matchup versus Miami or Texas A&M, because I think both of those teams, you can throw the ball. You can throw the ball on them if you can protect. You got to get a running game going. I mean, that's part and parcel to what Ryan Day is stressing too, man. They've got to get that running game going in some form or fashion. You know what? Sometimes getting the running game going means you may only gain 90 yards, but you get those hard yards when you need them. So we'll see if that happens for him. But you've got to get some kind of running game going so that Ruben Bain has more to worry about than just maybe beating Phillip Daniels or Austin Searveld off the edge. So that's part and parcel. But I think these two tackles for Ohio State are pretty good. If you watch the video, they've done a pretty good job this year in terms of man-to-man, keeping the opponent's best pass rusher at bay. The thing you got to worry about a team like Miami is they've got a really stout front four. The thing they don't do that Indiana did a lot of was a lot of that, I call it slant and angle, whatever you want to call it. At the snap, they're headed another direction than where you think they're going. So you've got an immediate matchup situation for the offensive line to deal with, along with guys who are hell bent to get into the backfield and get to the quarterback. I think Miami plays you a little more, for one of another term, honestly, up front. But they've got some damn good guys up front. So it'll be more like a boxing match than a UFC match.
Tim, I want to ask you this one. First of all, we just so everyone understands that Whittingham is younger than Tim's baby brother. We've heard about Tim's baby brother before. Yeah. Yes, younger than him.
His birthday is today. His birthday's today. Tony's birthday's today.
So he's 69.
68.
68.
No, 68.
Okay, I thought it was 68 already. Okay. Tim, you have in your many decades of covering Ohio State football, you've witnessed 3 national championships. How does this team compare to the other 3?
Well, they haven't done it yet. So there's number one. They haven't reached it yet. Number 2, they were all 3 different. 2002, that team got by the skin of its teeth. 4 or 5 games in that season, including the first overtime game in history for Ohio State against Illinois. Then, of course, they had to do it again in the national championship game. That team only had to win 1 game, though, after the regular season to win the championship. 2014 will always be a charmed life for everybody who, or charmed memory for everybody who covered that or watched that, the way they came together after going to what in preseason was their third-string quarterback. Cardale Jones was their second-string quarterback all through the season, obviously, because Braxton got hurt in preseason camp. But the way Cardale Jones rose up, but also the way the offensive line in the running game with Zeke Elliott, that was a huge difference in that run to the championship, the first two-game run to a championship by any team. And then, of course, last year was just that was a team that was so damn good. It kind of got in its own way at Oregon, and then the Michigan game will always be a mystery. But the way they came back together and won it, that's its own history book right there. I'm sure Bill Rabinowitz, if you've read his book, it pretty well chronicles that. So, but now this one's different. This is a team that I'm not sure a lot of people thought could get to this moment in terms of being considered maybe the best team in the country if you look at the odds. But they've already had their slip up. Now, a slip up doesn't necessarily mean you learn that lesson, but when you look back on it, that will be what everyone will harken back to is that loss to Indiana that refocused an incredibly talented but youngish, not young, but youngish team. That will be what you'll look back on. But they really haven't done anything yet in terms of the national championship except earn the right to play for it.
Tim, get 2 hours of sleep and then get on the road. You're heading to Texas. I know. We'll talk to you out there for sure. Thanks, buddy.
I'm flying. I'm flying this time, man. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and flying.
All right, you're the man. Are you flying your own plane? You flying it yourself or not? Because I know Tim can fly. Tim's got a pilot's license. Tim can fly.
No, I had one a long time ago. Way back when I was 16 years old was when I soloed for the first time on my 16th birthday. But no, I ran out of money even back then when it was super cheap to fly.
Okay,
super cheap to fly an airplane.
If you and I, if you and I are a plane and there's problems, you could go to the front and do something, right?
One of the great gifts my wife ever gave me for Christmas was several years ago. There's that 737 simulator up there in what's the name of that at Sawmill and Bethel Road, that little intersection where Carriage
Place, yeah.
They had I don't know if it's still there or not. They had a great 737 simulator, and I got a couple hours in it, and I just told the guy I want to just fly around and take off and land at all the major Chicago airports, which I already had memorized because of having had flight simulator since it first started. But yeah, I mean, flying is, if I have a passion in life, it would be flying and keeping up with what's going on in flying. So, because I wanted to be Chuck Yeager back when I was growing up, not Joe Namath.
And now you're Steve Yeager. Thanks for the time, Tim. We appreciate it.
There you go, baby. That's pretty good.
Thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Catcher renowned. All right, see you, man.
That was Tim May joining us here. Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall on Fan Stream Sports. Coming next, we'll wrap things up, tell you what's going on right now in sports. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Credit challenges, we got solutions. At Capital Florida, Columbus, and Whitehall, all credit types are welcome. Good, fair, poor, or none. Get approved fast and cruise away happy. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfloridacolumbus.com.
'Tis the season to not feel groggy. I know that's not how the song goes, but it's how the rush of the holidays can make us feel. Eric Reeser here and my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa have the goods to keep you looking and feeling your best as the year comes to an end. 4 convenient locations in Central Ohio offering medical-grade IV and aesthetic treatments. If you're like me and get a little queasy at the thought of an IV, not a big needle person, I get it. But their staff of incredible certified nurse practitioners makes the process easy. Get your body ready for a successful holiday season by booking your drip today at hydratememedspa.com.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SEMI to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SEMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SEMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
All credit types are welcome at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. From perfect scores to starting fresh, we'll get you driving. Shop our huge selection and leave in your new car today. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
At Giant Eagle, we're here for the holidays because it's time to break out the family recipes. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Giant Eagle is helping bring the holiday magic home because it matters.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. The holidays are here, and if you've got a collector in your life, you have to check out Midwest Cards. Thousands of packs and boxes from Pokemon to every sport you can name. It's a full-on collector's dream. Plus, they have signed jerseys and memorabilia that'll make any fan go crazy. The variety is awesome, and the selection legendary. So swing by Midwest Cards today, grab an epic gift or even a gift card, and watch your favorite collector's face light up this holiday season. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Final segment of the program. Thank you to Bill Bender, John Gerber, Ya Highness, and Tim May joining us today. Ya Highness, by the way, WeWinUwin.com. Check him out. John Gerber at J. Gerber PGA Pro. He puts all his bets out there. The dude makes money. And he does stuff like where he'll pick up head-to-heads on the weekends where he makes all of his cash for sure. But I'm telling you, we've had guys quit here because they made so much money they don't need a job. Okay, maybe not, but they got fired, they left, but they also made money here, though. So follow John Gerber. Tim May's the best. He does. Look, I'm telling you, dude's a pilot.
I did not know that about Tim May.
Yeah. He's told me stories about things he's done as a pilot that were under questionable. We'll just say it. Things he had, like there's a couple instances he had when he's up in the air and was like, oh, I didn't know this. But nonetheless, yes, if I'm on a plane and there's like, oh my gosh, the pilot's sick, airplane kind of thing, then I'd have no problem with Tim May going up there and doing it.
Yeah, he said he's done the 737 simulator, so what more do you need?
Right, exactly. I can I cannot parallel park. You don't want me flying a plane. Also, thank you, obviously, today to Nate. Thank you to Dylan.
Thank you, guys.
It's been fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today in sports, lots going on. Penn State leading Clemson right now 3-0.
Cade Klubnik is really bad in this game.
You could have just said Cade Klubnik's really bad.
I was going to say, Highness must not be enjoying himself right now because he liked Clemson big.
He did like Clemson big in this game. He did. Pitt leads East Carolina 7-3 in that game. That's in the third quarter, low-scoring game there as well. Lots of stuff going on in college football. Today hopefully will be a better day because it seems like the last few days we had nothing really to get excited about or nothing that's lived up to its hype in sports.
That's fair. Do you watch that Jake Paul fight?
I did watch that.
Certainly did not live up to the hype.
It didn't, but I'm glad he got his ass kicked.
It lived up to exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Get his ass kicked, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody got what they wanted in that one, right? They tuned in. It took a little longer than I think people would have liked. A lot of running around, diving at the legs. But when you get your jaw broken in two places, I think that's probably what a lot of people wanted to see.
That's the part that was like the falling down. And when fighters fall down, they fall down. He would fall down and grab legs.
Very odd. You don't see that. You do not see that
really
very
strange. Told me it wasn't a real boxer out there, which I knew already had. I'm glad Joshua kicked his ass, so I really am. I did not want to. That's why I tuned in. Now, I'll say it's free because I already paid for Netflix. I know I paid for the fight. I did. I paid for the fight. Say what you want. I paid for Netflix. I paid for the fight. I get it. But if there had been an additional charge, like say if they would have said $4.99, and what I mean by that is $4.99, I would have said no. Would you have paid $5 to watch that fight?
No, that's one of those things where
to watch it.
You have access to Netflix. Right. It's on. You're like, okay, tune in.
But I'm not going to pay for it.
No.
The same way these games right now, Prime Video, Netflix, whatever, on with NFL, I'm not going to pay to watch those either. They're already there. But if you tell me I got to pay $3.99 to watch a football game, I'm not going to do it. Would you?
I have Peacock just to watch Ohio State.
Right.
But that's it.
Okay, but you already have it.
Yeah.
If they said you got to pay another $3.99 to watch an NFL game on Peacock, would you do it?
No.
If my team's playing the game, absolutely. Yeah.
Who's your team?
The Bears.
All right, that's fair.
But if I independently, no. Do I watch all of those games? Yes, but independently, if I had to pay for one of those services to watch that day of games throughout the season, no.
All right. That's it for Fan Sports Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, thank you to all of our guests. We had a great time today. It was a lot of fun. Tim May was awesome, as he always is. Also, we had Bill Bender, John Gerber, Highness joined us as well. We've got so much going on in the Fan. When I asked Nathan before the break, or during the break, what was up next, he said a bunch of stuff and then football. And then my man over here on the right, Dylan, said we have BetMGM from 1 to 4 p.m. And then we have Texans at Chargers. Stick around, folks. It's a great day to be here on the Fan, 97.1.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from